Good evening. This is over and over and over again. My name is Richard. This is Matchday Live. Not just any Matchday Live. It is, of course, Arsenal versus Tottenham, the North London derby. What a big game this is going to be. Can Arsenal turn around their recent poor form, 2 home defeats in a row in 2 different competitions? Can we get the victory tonight? It's a must-win game, isn't it? But then it's a must-win game for Spurs as well. Look at their league position. It's going to be a tense-old evening. So come with me and let's enjoy the North London derby. So it is, of course, the North London derby from the Emirates Stadium. What a massive game this is. Is this the beginning of the end for Mikel Arteta, or can he turn it round? I think a defeat tonight, and there's going to be even more serious questions asked than what's already been asked over the last week. Some really poor performances some really poor results as well. So what's the team lineup for this game then tonight? What has Mikel Arteta gone with? Let's have a look, shall we? So for Arsenal, and this is our Arsenal lineup. In goal, it is David Raya. The back four is Jurgen Timber, William Saliba, Gabriel, and Miles Lewis-Skelly. So no change there. In midfield, Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, and Martin Odegaard. And then in the front three, it's Leandro Trossard, Raheem Sterling, and Kai Havertz gets the nod again, despite his poor performance and last couple of games. On the bench then for Arsenal, it's goalkeeper Alberto Neto, it's Kieran Tierney, Jacob Kiwior, Alexander Zinchenko, Jorginho, Mikel Merino, Ismail Kabia, Nathan Butler Odeji, and Gabriel Martinelli. For Tottenham then, this is how they line up. In goal, it is Antonin Kinski, had a great game, of course, against Liverpool. Their back four is Pedro Porro, Radu Dragusin, Archie Gray, and Jed Spence. In midfield, it is Papa Mate Sarr, Yves Bissouma, and Lucas Bergvall, of course, scored that goal against Liverpool. And their front three is Jazan Kulusevski, Heung-min Son, and Dominic Solanke. Wow, that is your lineup. What do you make of that Arsenal lineup then? I mean, not too many surprises, not too many options when you think about it. I mean, you know, especially in the front three, as we know, few injuries here and there. I mean, Tottenham have got a load of their under 18s and stuff like that on the bench. That's, you know, we think we've got injury problems. They've got injury problems as well. But we can't worry about all that, can we? It's not injuries happen in football. It's how you deal with them. You've got to be able to overcome these issues and get the result that you need. Angie as well, say doing, Ange, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Terry says, evening, Richard. I've tapped out on the men's team, so I don't care if we win or lose. But tonight is different. This is Spurs. It's win or get out now. Absolutely, no, I agree with you. I must admit, I'm not overly keen on the North London derby. I never have been. You can only really enjoy the game at the end if you've won. The rest of it is just too tense. It's too much tension, isn't it? Really, I don't know. I've never really enjoyed it. But anyway, Ange B says it should have benched Donkey Goat, but hang on, he costs too much. Well, I mean, it's going to go one of two ways, isn't it? Either you show faith in your player that's maybe had a couple of poor games and he comes good for you, or it just gets worse and he has another poor game, misses another load of chances, and that'll be that, really. But anyway, let's see. Ags with us as well. Evening, England, Sweden joining. Of course, we love to have a bit of Sweden with us. A couple of Swedish players in the Tottenham team, of course, tonight, isn't there? Dejan Kulusevski and Lucas Bergvall, of course, who both are in good form, aren't they, for Tottenham at the minute? So I'm sure you'll be slightly interested in how they're getting on. But obviously, we hope they're going to be on the losing side. But I agree with Terry 100%. I've kind of, the whole thing that's going on with our old men's team over the last, couple of years or so, 3 or 4 years, as I've kind of lost the same enthusiasm for the team that I did have. And yeah, most of the time it's like, well, we're not going to win anything. No one really cares. Why should I care? But this is Tottenham, and it's different, and we have to win. But of course, If we don't, then the only good thing about that will be surely after the week we've had, that this manager can't have much longer left, can he? Surely. Ag says, look out for Kulishevsky and Bergvall. Yeah, no, we mentioned them before already. Great. Well, I mean, I think Kulishevsky is actually a very, very good player. I think he's one of the more underrated players in the Premier League. Nobody talks about him much today. He's not mentioned as one of the best players in the league. I'm not saying he necessarily is the best player in the league, but he's a good player, Dejan Kulishevsky. I really do think he's good. Ag says, Terry, I'm not from Sweden. Oh, okay. No, from Finland. No, you're not from Finland. You're from Sweden, aren't you? Of course. But yeah, let's. I don't know. We have to find a way to win this game, don't we? And I say it's never really much fun. It's never the most enjoyable 90 minutes, is it? Because the only thing that matters is the result. And as much as we need a performance because we just haven't played very well for such a long time. As much as we need a performance tonight, it doesn't really matter how we play, does it? All that really matters is we get the 3 points at the end of it. And, we paint North London red, as has been the case for so many years. I mean, Spurs have only actually ever won twice at the Emirates Stadium. Once in the Premier League, which was in 2010. Do you remember that famous game when they came back from 2-0 down to win 3-2? And they did win, of course, in the League Cup quarter-final in 2019. They won 2-0. But other than that, they've never won other than those two games at the Emirates. In fact, I think they've only won 4 times away at Arsenal since they got promoted back to the top flight in 1978. So, we've generally lorded it over them certainly at home, at Highbury and at the Emirates. But they got a draw here last season, if you remember. Twice we let them back into it. And I don't think a draw tonight, when you look at the results last night, I mean, I don't know. I don't get, and I haven't been getting too excited about the other results from the rest of the teams around us in the league, because I don't think we're not going to win the league anyway. So it almost doesn't matter what the other teams do. Because we're not good enough and we're going to drop points. Everyone's going, oh, well, Liverpool dropped points last night. Chelsea dropped points last night. Man City dropped points last night. Yeah, they did, but we're going to drop points. If it's not tonight, we'll drop points at the weekend. If it's not the weekend, it'll be the game after that or the game after that. We're going to drop points. So, it is what it is, isn't it? I don't care. I've never really cared about other teams' results. I just care about our results. And if we get the right results, then that's all we can do. Other teams will drop points. Yeah, of course they will. We're going to drop points as well. If anyone thinks we're going to go on a run like we did last season, I've seen some nonsense today on social media saying, oh, we're at exactly the same point we were this time last season. We've got the same number of points. We've scored more goals this season. We've conceded less. And look what happened last season. Yeah, but last season, the team were playing better. We were much better last season. This season, it's just, we can clearly see that's nowhere near going to happen again. It just isn't. And we need to accept it. It doesn't need to happen, because I don't think we'll need to go on a run like that anyway, because the rest of the league aren't as strong. We've seen that already. But anyway, let's just win tonight, and then we can worry about anything else after that. But if we don't win, there is going to be some serious questions to be asked about this manager, about the club, the direction that we're heading in. And yeah, those questions will have to be answered. They will have to be answered. Terry says, got 0-0 written all over this. We've got a crap attack and they've got a crap defence. Well, yeah, I mean, I actually disagree. I think there will be goals in this game for that reason, because I think Tottenham's defence is, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a poor defence. It's just that they keep such a high line. There's so much space in behind. And I know that's not really the way that we play. So I'm not saying we're necessarily going to be able to exploit that as other teams have done. But yeah, I mean, I think there'll be chances in this game. And yeah, I suppose, can we take them? But I think Tottenham will be dangerous on the break as well. They've got a good front three. Let's be honest. Obviously, all the talk has been of Arsenal's attack, but Tottenham's front three is a good front three, isn't it? Kulishevsky, Solanke, and Heung-min Son. That is a good front three. There's no doubt about that. It's a front three. There's not many better in the Premier League, is there? So, they're going to cause us problems as well. We've not been quite as solid at the back, have we? William Saliba's been really out of form. So that's a concern. But yeah, I think there will be goals in this game. I actually do. I do think there'll be goals. And I think Spurs will leak some goals. And I think that they can score goals as well. That tends to be Tottenham's game, doesn't it? they've not had a 0-0 draw under Ange Postecoglou since he's been there, which is now what is halfway through his second season, and they've never had a 0-0 draw ever in any game. So let's be honest, the chance of it being 0-0, when you bear in mind this has been the game, that's, I think, is this not the fixture that's had the most goals in Premier League history? Arsenal against Tottenham. You know, if you remember the 5-2s that we had, there's a 4-4 draw. I say that 3-2 win that Tottenham had, that their only league victory here at the Emirates. So yeah, you know, it's been a fixture full of goals, and I can't see it being 0-0 tonight. Absolutely not. I think there will definitely be goals. Can we win? I'm going to get your score predictions in, guys. Let's see what you guys think. Russ says, evening, Rich. Evening, friends. Indeed. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Russ says, evening to Terry as well. And says, evening to Russ. Aggie says, Arsenal ladies playing against Crystal Palace next. My Kata from my town team plays in Crystal Palace. Oh, okay, yeah, Crystal Palace, that's on Sunday, that game. We'll be covering that, of course. We will. Terry says, let's hit the like and subscribe button, chat. We need to get to 4K before February, when we've been knocked out of everything and nothing left to play for. Well, yeah, that's a good point. We probably will be, won't we? So, yeah, this is it. The North London derby from the Emirates Stadium. Of course, we did win 1-0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium back in September, wasn't it? That 1-0 victory, Gabriel's header from a corner. And yeah, obviously we're going to be dangerous from corners again, you would imagine. But teams seem to have figured us out a little bit, don't they? But on the bench for Tottenham, apart from all the young players that they've got, they do have some experience on there. Brennan Johnson, who's their joint top scorer this season, James Maddison, Richarlison, and Sergio Reguilon as well. So, you know, they've got some experience on the bench. As well, although they've got a lot of young players as well, due to the injuries that they've got. But yeah, Arsenal, of course, are in a home kit of red and white, as you would expect, of course, here at the Emirates. Tottenham, because they're in a all blue kit, light blue for Tottenham's away kit. Don't know why they couldn't wear their home kit, actually. I'm sure they've worn their home kit against us loads of times. Of course, their goalkeeper, they've just signed him, haven't they? Antonin Kinski, the Czech Republic goalkeeper. Had a great game, didn't he, against Liverpool? He got player of the match, and probably quite rightly so. And he's going to be difficult to get past tonight, I'm sure. But, you know, this is a game that, you know, nothing other than victory is enough, is it? It's always the case when we play Spurs, and tonight is no different. And it's a big game for Tottenham as well, of course. You know, in their league position, they need points on the board, don't they? They need to climb that table because, you know, Big Ange is going to be under some pressure as well, isn't he? Anyways, the referee tonight is Simon Hooper. Not that it makes much difference who the referee is. I say this every week because they're all just as bad as each other, and you know, we just have to get on with it, don't we? Ag says, yes, Tottenham keeper very good. Well, he was very good against Liverpool. I mean, I've never really heard of him before that. So, but yeah, he had a great game, didn't he? And I'm sure he's going to be difficult to get past tonight. Anyway, it's going to be Tottenham to kick off. They're attacking the goal to our left, which is the North Bank in the first half. So Arsenal attacking the clock in, which of course where the Tottenham fans are in that corner, as the away fans always are. Anyway, Tottenham straight on the attack here. They do tend to start games fast, don't they? Quite often they've gone 1-0 up or even 2-0 up early on in games, and then, you know, reality hits in and they concede a load afterwards. But they certainly tend to start games fast, Tottenham, don't they? So we need to maybe just ease our way through these first 10 minutes or so, get ourselves into the game, and then, you know, see how we get on. Raheem Sterling's just been fouled on this near side by Jed Spence. Because you remember Jed Spence had that great game, didn't he, for Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup against us a couple of years ago when they beat us 1-0. And he was brilliant that game, wasn't he, Jed Spence? And I remember thinking at the time, well, maybe Arsenal should look at him. Anyway, he went to Tottenham, and after a shaky start, he seems to have, you know, got his act together, and he's playing well for Tottenham, isn't he? Jed Spence. I think he's a good player. Anyway, it's a free kick to Arsenal on this near side. Declan Rice is going to take it. We know what his set piece delivery is like. Generally, it's pretty decent, isn't it? From corners and free kicks. So we'll see what this particular set piece is like. And hopefully Arsenal can get an early chance, because it's so important, isn't it, that that we score first in this game, I think, because if we go behind, you can imagine, can't you? You can imagine what's going to happen to the crowd and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, my stream seems to have decided to disappear for some unknown reason. Not sure why. Oh, that's not good news, is it? That is not good news at all. Let me just have a look somewhere else just for a minute, just to see if we can find something a little bit better. Oh, here we go. Here we go. That's better, isn't it? In Arsenal in possession over on the far side. Now it's back in the centre circle. William Saliba finds Declan Rice, plays it up this near side. Raheem Sterling playing in the Bukayo Saka position, but he's just lost the ball. He does work hard to win it back, or a little bit too hard because he's conceded the free kick. And it was Bergvall there who did well there for Tottenham. Of course, he did score that goal, didn't he? The winning goal against Liverpool. Tottenham on the brink of getting to the League Cup final. Well, Ange's always said he wins a trophy in his second season. Well, they'll have a big chance in that. Anyway, also coming forward here over on that far side. As the ball's played through, it's a big chance here for Raheem Sterling, and the keeper came out, didn't get there, but Tottenham managed to scramble the ball away. And an early chance there for Raheem Sterling to get on the end of that. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Anyway, it was a good ball that played through there towards Raheem Sterling. The keeper came out, and maybe that's not made the difference. And in the end, Tottenham managed to scramble that ball away. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward again over on the far side. The ball played into Kai Havertz, holds it up well, touches it back to Thomas Partey. And the ball played up this near side. Raheem Sterling again. He's got two Tottenham players around him, which is Son and Jed Spence. Finds William Saliba. Gets it back. Sterling inside to Martin Odegaard on the edge of the penalty. Plays it back to Thomas Partey. He did score a great goal in this game, didn't he? Thomas Partey, a couple of seasons ago when he fired one in from distance at that clock end, wasn't it? I think we won that game 3-1 in the end. Anyway, Arsenal still in possession now. Trossard over on that far side. Leandro Trossard trying to find room for a cross. Instead plays it back to Declan Rice. A lovely little back heel there. The ball's going to come over on that far side from... Is it Timber there? No, it was Miles Lewis-Skelly, sorry. It's been deflected behind. And it's going to be our first corner to Arsenal. It was Dragerson there who deflected that behind Martin Odegaard's little back heel there. Miles Lewis-Skelly went to put the cross in. And it wouldn't have been a bad cross, actually, but it hit Dragerson and it's gone behind for a corner over on that far side. In front of those Tottenham fans, that Declan Rice is going to get some stick over there, isn't he, as he runs across. He walks slowly across there to take this corner. He's going to get some stick, Declan. He's used to it, though, isn't he? He gets a stick every week. Anyway, he's going to take this corner, so we better shut him up, won't he? If he puts in a good ball and we score from this. Kai Havertz is in there. Ewan Timber's in there. Everyone runs towards the near post. The corner goes to the far post. There's a runner all the way around the back, but that was a poor ball, actually. It was Trossard coming around the back, but he was never likely to get there. And the ball has gone out for a goal kick, which has been taken quickly, actually, up this near side to Heung-min Son. Of course, scored a few goals against Arsenal, hasn't he, over the years, but he's just been dispossessed there by Ewan Timber. The referee played on. Tottenham thought it should have been a free kick. But anyway, Thomas Partey now plays it out to Declan Rice, gets it out to that far side. Leandro Trossard playing on the left in the early stages, but he's just been robbed of the ball as well by Dejan Kulusevski. And Tottenham now trying to come forward themselves over on that far side, but that should be easy for Gabriel to tidy up. And it is. And Arsenal trying to pop the ball through midfield, but it wasn't a great ball. And Yves Bissouma there cuts down. Actually, sorry, it was Papa Matassar. And now Tottenham back in possession on this near side. Jed Spence plays it back to Archie Gray. What a great young player Archie Gray is, by the way. It's not even central defence is his natural position, but there he is playing lots of games there because of the injury problems that Tottenham have got. And he's been doing well, hasn't he, for a young player? The goalkeeper, Kinski there, Plays it out into the path there of Jed Spence, gets it back again. And Tottenham trying to play it out from the back, and Arsenal put them under pressure there. And Basuma, of course, was an Arsenal player that were Arsenal interested in him, wasn't they? At one time. Anyway, Jurgen Timber's going to take this throw on this near side for Arsenal. Still at 0-0. We've played 6 minutes here at the Emirates. And Arsenal had most of the possession. In fact, the game's been played pretty much in the Tottenham half. We created too much yet. Anyway, David Raya plays a long ball up this near side, but it's gone out for a throw to Tottenham, which Jed Spence is going to take. Rajendra's with us. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. North London derby night. Such a big game this has been, isn't it? Historically, maybe it doesn't quite have the same, I don't know, sort of the same sort of tension that it had in years gone by. But anyway, it's still a must-win game. Martin Odegaard now plays it to Sterling on the near side, and his cross is cut out again by Archie Gray this time. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. This one's going to be on the near side. And that was nice play from Arsenal there. Good link-up play. Sterling was onside. It wasn't a bad cross, but Archie Gray came across there, deflected it behind, and Martin Odegaard's going to come across and take this corner. Arsenal started this game pretty well, largely in control of the game without really threatening at the moment, but we've got a corner and we know how dangerous we can be from these situations. Martin Odegaard plays it short to Trossard. Is he going to give it him back? No, he doesn't. Trossard's going to get a cross in his ear. No, he's not, because it's been deflected. It's going to be a throw this time to Arsenal. And that was good play there from Pedro Porro, coming across from right back to left back to help out. But it's a throw to Arsenal, which Jurgen Timber's going to take. Plays it back to Trossard, who's lost out there to Heung-min Son, but he's won it back well. Now it's with Timber again on this near side. And then Timber's fouled, is he, by Bergvall. Protest his innocence. Maybe a little bit fortunate not to get sent off in that semi-final last week. Of course, both of these teams had to play extra time in the FA Cup on Sunday. Of course, Arsenal ended up going out on penalties, as we know. Tottenham got through against Tamworth, which was quite a strange game, wasn't it, in many ways? But Tottenham did go through, of course, 3-0 after extra time in that one. And I guess, like I said, on Sunday, in the FA Cup, it's only the result that matters. How you get it doesn't matter, as long as you get the win and go through to the next round. Of course, we didn't manage to do it. Anyway, it's a free kick to Arsenal now on this near side, which Martin Odegaard is lining up to take. Can Arsenal create something from this set piece? Martin Odegaard swings it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. The goalkeeper comes, punches it, and it's gone behind. Is it come off a Tottenham player? Is it going to be another corner to Arsenal? That was a dangerous ball, that. It looked like there was maybe an offside in there, but anyway, it's going to be a corner to Arsenal. Goalkeeper didn't seem too sure about that, did he? Ag says there, Bergvall should have had a red card last time. Yeah, he should have done. Well, you say he should have done. I mean, obviously, he was on a yellow card, which shouldn't have been a yellow card, funnily enough. And then the second one was a yellow card and wasn't given. I mean, overall, he should have got one yellow card for those two challenges. But having got one for the first one, it is a yellow card for the second one, isn't it? Anyway, it's a corner to Arsenal over on this near side. Martin Odegaard with it. Again, it goes deep to the far post. Header comes in. The ball's stayed in play. It's chipped back in. It's going to be deflected behind again for another corner. And Gabriel there trying to wind the fans up behind the goal. Not quite sure they need much more lifting in a North London derby. But anyway, it's another corner to Arsenal over on that far side. And Tottenham haven't really managed to get out of their own half in these opening 10 minutes. But so far, they're holding on to this 0-0 result. Declan Rice is going to take this corner. I think the referee just told him he needs to hurry up. It's our fourth corner of the game already. And Tottenham haven't even got in our half yet, so it's been a decent start. But can we get the early goal? It is going to be Declan Rice with his corner over on the far side in front of those Tottenham fans. The referee's just delayed the play a little bit pushing and shoving inside that 6-yard box involving William Saliba. But the corner is going to be taken now. Comes in towards the near post. Goalkeeper punches it. Does well actually there. Kinski He goes back out to Declan Rice again over on that far side. Now Martin Odegaard manages to shuffle it back to Declan Rice again over on that far side. Martin Odegaard was tackled and went down, and he still doesn't look back on his feet again properly. Anyway, Saliba does well under a little bit of pressure. And the ball's now back out over on that far side. That ball's played through by Miles Lewis. It's cut out, and now Tottenham can maybe find a goal on the counter-attack. And Newcastle are 1-0 up against Wolves. It is Isak with the goal. Of course, that game did kick off at 7:30 along with all the others, so it isn't an early goal. It's midway through that first half. It's a free kick to Tottenham over on that far side, which Pedro Porro is going to take. Because there's a tormentor of Arsenal has struck again. He has, yeah. Isak, of course, has been a tormentor of Arsenal. And we've got that second leg still to come. And we've got to play them at the Emirates again in the league, of course. Rob and Rose with us says, go, Gunners, you can do it. Get the goal and a few more. Well, yeah, we have to get the first one first. Nick Nax with us. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And you're also coming forward now. Martin Odegaard chips the ball towards the far post. There's a lot of space over that far side. The ball played in the 6-yard box. Deflected. It's headed off the line by Archie Gray. Thomas Partey's follow-up effort is deflected away. And Tottenham survived that one. Declan Rice with a cross this time finds Raheem Sterling just inside the Tottenham penalty area. Flicks it to Ewan Timber. Can he get across? He does get a cross in, but it's headed away, but not very far. Martin Odegaard chips it back into the penalty area. Then it's headed away again by Sarr. And Tottenham just can't get hold of the ball at the minute. It's relentless Arsenal pressure, but no end products at the moment. Anyway, William Saliba now almost playing as a central midfield player, but he does a little bit too much there, loses the ball. But it only comes to Thomas Partey, and he then goes all the way back to David Raya. Robin Rose says it's coming. Well, if you get that feeling, it is, but I don't know. Anyway, a Trossard over on that far side. Can he get past the fullback? He drills it to the near post, and it's cleared away by Dragosin again. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal over on that far side. Miles Lewis Skelly is going to take it. And we've played nearly 15 minutes at the Emirates. It's still 0-0. But it's been relentless Arsenal pressure. Martin Odegaard finds Sterling on this near side. Timber's gone on an overlap. Sterling doesn't use it, but he does now. Now it comes back in to Martin Odegaard. Now it's back out on this near side. Timber's cross, but it's not a decent cross at all. It's come straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, Kinski. And that Arsenal attack isn't going to lead to anything at all. Tottenham goalkeeper now with the ball at his feet. Plays it out. And Tottenham trying to play it out from the back and not too successfully, but they've managed to get the ball forward now, but not for very long. Dominic Solanke there claims he was fouled, but the referee says no. Martin Odegaard threads that ball through to Sterling on this near side, pulls it back to the penalty spot. There's no Arsenal player there. And it's hooked away again. And Arsenal, William Saliba trying to get the ball forward, which he manages to do. But Jed Spence is there. Nick Nack says, it seems to have settled in quickly, the new Spurs keeper. Yeah, it does, yeah. I mean, he had a brilliant game, didn't he, against Liverpool last week. Incredible. I think that was his debut, wasn't it? Did he only not sign like the day before or something before that game, didn't he? And he had a brilliant performance. And yeah. But we haven't really tested him too much yet, though, have we? Anyway, Bergvall now in midfield for Tottenham, bringing the ball forward. Maybe overruns it a little bit. And that's a stretch, but Arsenal win the ball. It's now with Raheem Sterling. Took a little bit too long there, though, didn't he? He has won a free kick. You have to say this referee is giving us everything so far. And I think Bergvall might well be getting a yellow card for that earlier challenge, which the referee allowed play to go on because we had the ball. And that one was a foul. He stretched in to try and get it on Thomas Partey. I mean, that was definitely a foul. I didn't think the second one was on Raheem Sterling, but the referee's given it anyway. And Arsenal do have a free kick. The referee just makes it clear that it's going to have to be on his whistle, so no taking it early. Not that we would anyway, because everything with Arsenal's got to be set up to perfection. We can't do anything too quickly. Anyway, there's 3 players over the ball, which is Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, and Gabriel. Obviously, Gabriel's not going to take it. He's going to try and get on the end of it. He was probably telling the taker of the ball where he wants it. And it looks as though it will be Martin Ødegaard with this ball. Now, are we going to test this young Tottenham goalkeeper, Antonin Kinski? Anyway, this free kick, Martin Ødegaard chips it towards that far post. The keeper comes a long way, gets a punch on it. Oh, it comes to the edge of the box. Was it Trossard? Didn't get hold of his shot at all. And Spurs have cleared it away. And in fact, now I think they might well have a free kick as well. That was a chance there for Trossard, actually, wasn't it? Because that free kick, it was, I just showing the earlier chance there when it was headed off the line, when Declan Rice pulled it back, and then Trossard, in fact, it was blocked twice. And that one just a minute ago as well wasn't the greatest shot there, was it? From Trossard. Ag says there, card for Bergvall. No, there wasn't a card for Bergvall, actually. I thought he was going to book him, but he didn't. And whether that was because it was an advantage. Oh, the goalkeeper took a risk, and he almost suffers there. It was it Kai Havertz there, closed the keeper down with the ball at his feet. Almost got a cheap goal there. I don't know what the goalkeeper was doing. He took too long. And Kai Havertz was in quickly, but the goalkeeper actually did well to recover. And Kinski is clipped there. Tottenham just can't get into our half at all. They just haven't got past the halfway line yet. El Loco says, learned that Havertz's wife has called off their house hunting following all the internet hate from Gooners. Looks like they want to move away. Well, I mean, it's ridiculous, that, isn't it? There's no need for it. I mean, a player can have a bad game. We can talk about it and we can say how terrible they played. And that should be it, really, shouldn't it? Let's be honest. Why people feel the need to do stuff like that happened, of course, in the aftermath of that Manchester United game is just ridiculous. It's got nothing to do with his family. It's got nothing to do with his wife. It's got nothing to do with him personally. However, he's doing his job, and he didn't have a great game. He didn't have a great day at the office. We all have bad days at the office, and it's ridiculous. But anyway, that would be a shame, wouldn't it, if they decided not to buy a house in London due to that, really. But it's ridiculous. Anyway, it's a corner to Arsenal again. What's this, our fifth or sixth corner? This one's on the near side at Arsenal's right, which Martin Ødegaard's going to swing with that left foot of his. And let's see what happens to this one. Not too much. It's cleared away. Miles Lewis-Skelly loses out there to Dominic Solanke. Can Tottenham actually get the ball into our half for the first time? Ball played up this near side, and Son's going to chase this. William Saliba's there ahead of him now. Or was it Declan Rice, actually? Sorry. Declan Rice got there ahead of Son. And Tottenham look like they're going to obviously be playing on the counter-attack. And that one didn't particularly work too well. And Arsenal, fun enough, on the counter-attack at the other end, almost got Raheem Sterling in. But Tottenham just can't keep the ball at the minute. And it's relentless Arsenal pressure. I would say, though, obviously El Loco commenting about it, I don't think the internet hate was from Gooners. There's no way an Arsenal fan would do stuff like that. It's all very well saying you don't like this player, you don't like that player, they're not good enough, all this, that, and the other. That's fine. Everyone's entitled to an opinion, but I don't think an Arsenal fan really would do that. That's just not. No, I don't believe it's Arsenal fans that's done that. Anyway, hopefully all that will sort of be over and done with. We don't see anything like that. Anyway, Bergvall trying to get forward on this near side, and he's actually won a throw for Arsenal, for Tottenham, sorry. And they've actually got the ball in our half, Tottenham. We've only played, nearly 20 minutes. And it's took them 20 minutes to get the ball in our half. But judging by the last couple of games, no doubt the first time they have a shot, they'll probably score, because that seems to be what's happening in the last couple of games, isn't it, here? But so the longer we don't allow them a shot, the better off it's going to be. The goalkeeper goes long this time, looking for Kulusevski over on that far side, but the ball runs all the way through to David Raya. That must be his first touch of the ball, I think, isn't it, David Raya's? Because Tottenham haven't had it in our half yet. Anyway, David was taking his time about this. Nick Nack says, it wouldn't go near social media if I was Kai. Can't hurt you that way. Well, no, I mean, but whether or not he sees it or whether or not he's bothered by it isn't really the point, is it? Stuff like that is ridiculous. Why would you do that? What possible reason would you have to do that? No matter how angry or upset you are by the football match, it's ridiculous, isn't it? It's ridiculous. But anyway, Terry says it's wrong, or some fans have said and done to 29, but I'd have no problem helping him move away from Arsenal to Heathrow. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, but not for that reason. Anyway, Tottenham are coming forward now with Jed Spence on this near side. It's a good cross. It's all the way across the box, and Tottenham are threatened first. And it was Dominic Solanke got ahead of Gabriel there. Tottenham haven't really threatened until now, but Jed Spencer, loads of space to run into on this near side. And it was a nice ball actually with the outside of his foot. And was it Solanke? It was Solanke there, just got the wrong side of Gabriel. And I think Gabriel's got his foot on that actually. That was good defending in the end from Gabriel, and that's the first threat Tottenham have had. Mark C says that was close. It was. Nick Nack says, chance out of nowhere for Spurs indeed. Nick Nack says you'll never control what online trolls do. No, you won't. But it's not the ball. Gets in his penalty area, chance for Tottenham. Oh, and it's a good save from David Raya from Kulishevsky, and suddenly Tottenham have come to life in this game. The corner came in, and well, we've normally been dangerous at the other end. We just couldn't get this away at all. And Kulishevsky there, a big chance. That's a good save. Maybe he should have gone across the keeper, the Swede, but he didn't. And it is another corner to Tottenham. Well, after 20 minutes of just pure defending from Tottenham, now they've had the two biggest chances to take the lead. Anyway, the corner comes in again from that far side. Again, Arsenal don't particularly deal with it too well, but we have managed to get it out now, only as far as Jed Spence, but he's lost the ball, and now Arsenal on the counter-attack. But Martin Odegaard's not going to get there because Yves Bissouma has come across, not maybe noted for his pace, is he, Martin Odegaard? And he was never going to get away from Yves Bissouma there. But suddenly Arsenal, from looking in control of this game, suddenly Tottenham had two massive chances. The first one was great defending from Gabriel, just got in there ahead of Dominic Solanke, who probably would have scored. And then a great save from David Raya from Kulishevsky. And suddenly Tottenham, wow. And that's what I'm saying. It doesn't take many shots, does it, against us to take the lead. But anyway, we do manage to survive that. Thomas Partey wins the ball back, finds Kai Havertz. And it's with Sterling on this near side. Can he get the cross in? Fakes to go around the outside, plays it back instead to Thomas Partey. Now it's Martin Odegaard. Arsenal knocking on the door again. Timber on this near side, plays it into Sterling, gets it back. Timber. Nick Nack says Solanke must have thought he'd scored. Yeah, he must have done. I mean, that was a perfect ball across, wasn't it? Any touch on that from Solanke and he scores. Absolutely he does. Great defending it was from Gabriel. I thought Solanke had just got the wrong side of him, but he didn't. It was great defending. Anyway, that cross goes all the way across to the far post. Trossard puts it back in, but it's easy there for the goalkeeper, Kinski. And suddenly the game's opened up a bit, isn't it? Anyway, Tottenham are now coming forward with Pape Matar Sarr has carried the ball a long way. No one really put a change in. Kulishevsky's got the ball back again. Sarr, can he pull it back? He can, but it's defended there from Thomas Partey. It's going to be another corner to Tottenham, and suddenly they've looked a lot more threatening, haven't they? Gratz River say there, my friend. He says, hi there. Finally, the hockey derby between Dunjarden and Solna is over. Unfortunately, Dunjarden's lost. And speaking of Dunjarden, Spurs have a former player. Oh, is it? Which one is it? Kulishevsky. Did he used to play for them? Did he? Anyway, the corner comes in. It's headed away, not very far. Song on the edge of the box. Oh, and he scored. Heung-min Son has scored for Tottenham. Again, it's from a corner that Arsenal didn't deal with. It's come to the edge of the box, and Son has fired it into the corner. Another goal for Heung-min Son against Arsenal. I don't know how many he's got. Not as many as Harry Kane got, but he's got a few, hasn't he? And after dominating the first 20 minutes, Tottenham have come back into this game, and once again, we've conceded from one of the first shots on target. The corner came in half cleared. It did take a deflection, but I don't know if that made too much difference. He's hit that well, actually, Son, on the volley out of the sky. But he might have got a deflection off another Tottenham player. We'll see. I mean, that's a difficult skill, that, as it comes out of the sky. No, it was a deflection. No, actually, the deflection probably did make a difference, and it's gone into the corner. Nick Nack says, without the deflection, it's a simple save. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Mark C says, takes a nick off Saliba. It does. El Loco says, goal to Spurs. Indeed, it is. Nick Nack says, long way to go. No need to panic. No, absolutely, there's a long way to go. But this is a team, if you remember, that hasn't really scored a goal. Scored one goal in the last two games, despite 100 chances. And 25 minutes in, and Tottenham have scored. And I mean, you could say it's against the run of play, and over the course of the first half, it has been, but not for the last 5 minutes. Tottenham have started to get on top, and they could have scored just before they did. El Loco says our attack takes 500 passes, Spurs take one shot score. Yeah, that's been the story of us anyway, isn't it? Not just in this game, in the last few games. You know, we're not direct enough, are we? And Tottenham, although they've had to defend a lot in this game, they're much more direct when they come forward. Most teams are. You know, Bassuma's just took the ball a long way, tries to play out this near side, looking for the run of Dominic Solanke, but William Saliba defends that well, and it's gone out for a goal kick. These are big moments in this game. Arsenal, of course, with 2 home defeats on the bounce. Can't remember the last time we lost 3 at home in a row. Okay, you could say the Man United game was a draw at the end of it all, but we still lost ultimately. I can't remember the last time we lost 3 games at home, actually, in a row. Be a long, long time, won't it? And Arsenal got a free kick on halfway over on that far side. First yellow card of the game, actually. And it's gone to a Tottenham player. I didn't see which Tottenham player it was, actually. But anyway, I think it was Papa Matchday Sarr. Mark C says, yeah, that's why you shoot first time when you're in a box instead of bringing it down and taking 300 passes. Exactly, yeah, absolutely, you're right. Ag says, Grot could not care less for teams from Stockholm. There's a bit of Swedish rivalry going on here. Nick Mack says, Spurs can't defend, yet get this fun stat. They have the best away defence in the league. Do they really? Is that true? Wow. I didn't realise that, actually. That's an incredible stat, isn't it? Maybe it's just at home where they seem to. I mean, they do concede a lot of goals at home, to be fair. And they did keep a clean sheet against Liverpool, which is no mean thing. In fact, they've kept a clean sheet in the last 2 games because obviously they kept a clean sheet against Tamworth as well, which should be expected, really, shouldn't it? Let's be honest. Although it's Spurs we're talking about. Terry says, I feel an Utmed Arteta coming on. I think there might be a few Utmed Artetas coming on tonight if it stays like this. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward, looking to respond to that goal. Again, though, not much quality there in the final third, and Tottenham clear it away. Papa Matchday Sarr had a good start to this game in that holding midfield role for Tottenham. Anyway, Raheem Sterling on his near side, seen a lot of the ball. He's done all right, but obviously, when you think of who should be playing there, who normally would be playing there in these games, it's you see what a big loss it is. Anyway, Son Heung-min is playing in almost a left back position. Sorry. And in the end, the ball's gone out of play. It's going to be a goal kick to Tottenham. Nick Neck says, only West Ham, Wolves, Saints have let in more at home than Spurs, but away it's a different story. Well, I must admit, I wasn't aware of that. That is a great stat and an interesting stat, isn't it, in the context of this game as well now. I wonder how that works. Is it because, I suppose it's probably obvious when you think about it. When you're the home team, the onus is on you to attack more, isn't it? Maybe at home they've got the ball more. Subsequently, they defend higher up the pitch and get caught on a counter-attack in space behind. Whereas away from home, you're quite happy to sit in, aren't you? And that's sort of what most teams do. And maybe that works better for them. So maybe there's a lesson in there for Ange. It's not that I'm going to tell Ange how to do his job, but maybe there's a lesson there, isn't it, when they're at home? Maybe don't leave themselves so open. Anyway, Arsenal trying to come forward now, look for this equaliser. Ball's played out to that far side. Trossard does keep it in. Oh, there's a slip there over on that far side. Trossard's cross headed away. There's a Tottenham player gone down. The way he fell there wasn't great. And in fact, the referee stopped the game. And it's Pedro Porro there. Trossard cut back in, fainted the cross. And Pedro Porro has slipped on the mud. It was a Cruyff turn. Oh, and his knees overextended there. That doesn't look good for Pedro Porro, does it? We've had one ACL injury at the Emirates this season, or this week. I don't think that's quite as bad as that, but it's certainly not a good injury, that is it? And Spurs have got enough injury problems at the back as it is. Not quite sure. I suppose they've got Regiel on the bench who could probably come on for them. But yeah, that didn't look good, did it, for Pedro Porro? But anyway, Nick Nack says that looked painful. It did look very painful. Terry says, Greg's our woman. Can you give him a nudge? I'm missing him. Yeah, I don't know where Greg is tonight, actually. I'm surprised he's not in. I don't know if, like you said, maybe his missus got him doing the cooking or something. I think that says his leg bent one way, like my sister's Barbie dolls. Yeah, indeed. Greg says, speaking of taking a shot from outside the box, several years ago, Arshavin took a shot from almost half the length of the pitch and scored. I made a joke and says, okay, he's going to be suspended for the next game. Turned out he went in the lineup for the next match. I think I remember that, actually. I think I remember the game that you mean. Trossard just sent Porro to the hospital, and he did, yeah. That was an incredible turn, wasn't it? Cruyff turn it was. And Porro is, I don't know if he's is he okay? No, he looks like he's going to be okay, actually. You know, these Spaniards are tough cookies, aren't they? Anyway, it is still 1-0 to Tottenham. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward again on his near side with Raheem Sterling, plays it back to Martin Odegaard. Now he touches it back to William Saliba, Gabriel. But the danger is that Arsenal are going to try and get a little bit too, force it and rush it when we don't need to. There's still plenty of time left in this game. We've only played 31 minutes, so there's no need to panic. And my fear is that we're going to start to get desperate. So we don't need to get desperate, do we? Thomas Partey now finds Jurgen Timber on this near side. Thomas Partey again flicks it in to Timber. That cross is cleared away. In fact, it's offside against Timber. Mark C says they stop running offside here. Pedro Porro still not moving too freely, is he, over on that far side? I don't know if he's going to be able to last the rest of this game. The Tottenham right back. Anyway, Tottenham again trying to play it out from the back. And moving forward over on that far side. Arsenal pick the ball up, and now we can come forward ourselves with Miles Lewis-Skelly. Plays it into Martin Odegaard, twists and turns on the centre circle, gets it to Raheem Sterling up this near side, plays it back in field to Martin Odegaard again, and then Martin Odegaard is tackled. Oh, well, the referee's given another free kick to Arsenal, and again, I didn't think that was a free kick. I thought Kulusevski won the ball there. Oh, actually, no, he didn't. You see the replay, he did come into the back of him. No, actually didn't win the ball at all. It was a free kick. It didn't quite look as bad as that when you first saw it. Anyway, also got a free kick at a dangerous position. It's only about 10 yards outside the penalty area. Mark C says we need to change up our free kick routine again. Everyone knows what we do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's almost like, isn't it? Because it's worked, and it worked for such a long period of time. It's like, well, we'll keep doing it because it worked. But teams figure it out, don't they? And then you know what's going to happen, and you're prepared. And if you're prepared, it's not as effective. And it hasn't been as effective, has it? We've not been as effective from set pieces in the last few games as we were earlier in the season. We literally pretty much every goal we scored was from a free kick or a corner. And now we don't seem anywhere near as effective, do we? And you're probably right. That's probably the main reason, is because of that. Teams have figured it out. Anyway, Martin Odegaard now, again, it's chipped towards the far post, headed behind by Yves Bissouma, who's got quite mad hair, hasn't he? And he's going to be another corner to Arsenal. But Tottenham have dealt with these set pieces so far pretty well, haven't they? But that was decent defending there from Yves Bissouma. Got on the end of it. El Loco says, if we don't win tonight, I can predict Arteta's excuses. Spurs fought for changing their jersey into sky blue. There'll be some excuse somewhere, my friend, absolutely. And Nick Nack says, mixing things up is key. That's what keeps your opposition on their toes. Exactly, yeah, but it's not just set pieces, is it? I think our overall play is very predictable. How we're going to play with Declan Rice's ball. Again, it's punched out by the goalkeeper. He's punched 2 or 3 of them away, hasn't he? He's done well. Martin Odegaard chips it back in, but I think that's going to go behind. Is it? No, it's not, because Yves Bissouma's done well and plays the ball up that far side. And Tottenham trying to build a rare attack, but they have got the goal. Oh, and there's almost a mistake there from Timber. Almost let Son in on this near side, but did recover well and managed to get it away. And Mark C says, why didn't we go with a direct shot on goal there? Everyone expects us to ping it to the farthest man. Exactly, yeah. That's what we've got. You've got to try something different, haven't you? Absolutely. And Nick Nack says, this is why I think playing out from the back is overrated if you do it all the time. Mixing it up is important. Well, I just think playing out from the back, I mean, I had this conversation today. There's a West Ham fan at work, right? And we were talking about obviously the West Ham game last night and football in general today at work, and we were both saying the same thing. How many times does playing it out from the back lead to you scoring a goal, directly scoring a goal from doing that? Compared to how many times you end up conceding a goal. I mean, obviously the West Ham game last night, Fulham gifted West Ham 2 goals, didn't they, by doing it? So to me, it's like there's no risk and reward ratio, is there? Because you're more likely to concede a goal than you are to score a goal from playing it out from the back, like directly playing it from the back. How many times does it lead to a goal? Very rarely. But yet you see mistakes all the time, don't you? Giving the ball to the opposition and them scoring a simple goal. I mean, we've done it so many times over the years, haven't we? And you see it every week in the Premier League. Southampton have made an absolute season out of it. Fulham last night was almost laughable, the 2 of the goals they conceded. And that's cost them the game because they lost 3-2. But yeah, I just think that you need to base your tactics on risk and reward, don't you? Yes, you need to take risks in football. If you don't take risks, you're never going to win anything, ever. But you've got to weigh that up, haven't you? And I think playing out from the back is just too risky for the benefit. I don't know. Nick Nack says, depends how good you are at it. If you can't do it, it's high risk, low reward. Well, yeah, but I think it is anyway, even no matter how good you are at doing it. How many times does it directly lead to a goal? There's not many, is there? There's not too many. Man City have probably scored a few. Yeah, I remember us scoring. We've scored a few, but it's quite rare, isn't it? When you look at how many mistakes lead to goals for the other team, much more often. And Tottenham have made a few mistakes trying to play it out from the back tonight, haven't they? The goalkeeper seems quite happy to do it though. Anyway, Mark C says Sterling doesn't have the legs to get beyond Spence. No, he doesn't know. Nick Nat says everything is data driven. There's absolutely it is, yeah. Grot says, is there a date for the Women's FA Cup? Yeah, I think it's January the 29th, is it? Something like that for the FA Cup game. Or is it the 22nd? Can't remember now. It's one of them two. It must be the 29th because the 22nd is next week. It's not next week, it's a week after. So it will be the 29th, yeah. Which is a Wednesday, which actually is the same night Arsenal play. I think it's Girona in the Champions League, the men. So, once again, there are 2 teams playing at the same time. We're getting used to it now, aren't we? Terry says, I know the scoreboard says 1-0 to Spurs. Field tilt is where. We've got massive field tilt. Massive field tilt. So Josh Kroenke is actually here today. Apparently. I wonder what he's made of it. He'll like the field tilt, won't he? Josh Kroenke will probably be happy that we're winning on field tilt. And we're winning on corners as well. Pedro Porro's claiming that wasn't a corner, but I don't see what he can really complain about there. El Loco says it's almost half time. Has anyone seen Havertz touch the ball yet? Not too sure if he has he? He certainly hasn't had any meaningful touch of the ball yet, has he, Kai Havertz? But he is a player that plays with confidence. And obviously he's got no confidence at the minute. So we're not going to see him, are we? He needs something to go in off his arse, doesn't he? Or maybe be given a penalty to take. Although having said that, no, maybe not after the other night. It's quite what amuses me slightly. We'll wait for this corner. Declan Rice is going to take it over on that far side. Whips it in towards the near post again, all the way to the far post, and it's in. Gabriel has scored, and it is 1-1. And again, we've scored from a corner, and that is there's only 2 goals we've scored against Tottenham this season, both from corners, both by Gabriel. Just when we needed something, didn't look like we were going to get a goal, but we have done just before half time. And finally, we get a corner right. This one came right the way across to the far post, as most of them do. Gabriel's come in and managed to squeeze it in from a tight angle. He made that run there. It was Dragerson went with him, and then Dragerson lost him. The goalkeeper got nowhere near it. In fact, it looks like it might have been an own goal in actual fact. I think it's an own goal. I think Gabriel's header was going across the goal. And yeah, it's an own goal. He's going to go down as an own goal. But it doesn't matter. It is 1-1. And I definitely think that's going to be an own goal. Oh, it wasn't even a corner. Look at that. It came off Trossard. Wow. There's going to be controversy about that. It definitely came back off Trossard that it should have been a goal kick. And that's typical, isn't it? A corner that isn't a corner leads to a goal. How many times has that happened? Anyway, it's definitely going to go down as an own goal, I'm sure, because Gabriel's header was going across the goal. It's hit a Tottenham defender on the chest. I think it might have been Dragusin, and it's ended up in the net. It is an own goal, although at the minute it's saying Gabriel, but I'm sure that will get changed. And Tottenham have now got a free kick in the attacking third. It's 1-1. Wow. Terry says we should just play Gabby as our centre forward. Yeah, maybe we should. He's certainly going to be no worse than our actual centre forward, is he? Nick Nack says Spurs defenders were more worried about Gabriel than the actual ball. Well, they were worried about him. They didn't get anywhere near him, did they? Anyway, it's a free kick to Tottenham. And it's going to be Heung-min Son, their goal scorer, to take this on the near side. And now Tottenham have got a set-piece opportunity to try and get themselves back in front. In fact, Son leaves it to Bergvall, whips in towards that far post, but David Raya's there, no problem at all for the Arsenal goalkeeper. And yeah, maybe playing Gabby at centre forward isn't a bad idea, is it? In fact, he's the only player that scored for us now in 2.5 games, because he did score. Well, assuming that goal goes to Gabriel, I still think it might end up being an own goal, if I'm totally honest, because I'm pretty sure when you look at the replay, I don't think Gabriel's header was on target. I think it was going across the goal and it's hit the defender. There's going to be a yellow card. You say this guy Havertz touched the ball yet. Well, he probably hasn't, but he has just touched a Tottenham player and he's got himself a yellow card. So he's actually committed more fouls than he has had touches of the ball in his first half. He just let the ball run away from him and then he was stretching. Oh, and he's got there late. And it is a foul. It is a yellow card. Don't have too much complaints about that one. Anyway. The Tottenham goalkeeper plays a long ball up this near side, but William Saliba's going to tidy that up. Plays it back to David Raya. Made that one big save, didn't he, from Kulusevski when it was still 0-0. Hasn't really had too much else to do, has he, other than that, and pick the ball out of his net, following Son's slightly deflected effort. So both goals have had an element of luck about them, fortune maybe. But there's no doubt Arsenal deserve to be least level in this first half. And it's all to play for in an North London derby. Arsenal trying to come forward again, but Tottenham did manage to deal with that. But it was going to be a free kick, but Tottenham have got the advantage with Bergvall. He's a strong runner with the ball, isn't he? The young Swede. He's brought Tottenham forward. He's Basuma now. Plays it to Sarr. Nick Neck says, yeah, massive game for both managers. It is a massive game for both managers, yeah, of course. Although you do feel it's probably a bigger game for Mikel Arteta. Anyway, Basuma's lost the ball in midfield. Martin Odegaard plays it out to the far side. Trossard's got some space. Trossard hits it, and it's in the corner, and Arsenal have turned it round. It is Leandro Trossard there. Tottenham gave the ball away, and Arsenal have made them pay. That is a great finish from Leandro Trossard. And from 1-0 down, Arsenal lead 2-1 just before half-time. 2 quick goals. That was a clean strike. It was Yves Bissouma gave the ball away. And despite having the best defensive record away from home, they've just conceded 2 goals. I think that says, can't say that one was lucky. No, it was a great finish. Trossard had a lot of space over on that far side, a couple of touches into the box and then hit it across the keeper. Maybe the keeper could have saved that looking at the replay. It's a good strike. It did bounce right in front of him. The goalkeeper will feel he should have done better there. But it's a decent enough shot. And it did just bounce in front of him. And the keeper was a bit unlucky there. But anyway, Trossard has scored. And that is all that we need to worry about. Marcy says, Leo, indeed. Nick Nack says, yeah, the bounce killed the keeper there. It did. Rajendra says, it feels good to score 2 goals. It does feel good to score 2 goals. Good tackle by Partey that triggers a counter. It was, yeah. I mean, Yves Bissouma didn't cover himself in too much glory there, did he? But in the end, it was a great finish from Trossard. Although, yeah, the bounce there did do the keeper there, didn't he? And it's gone out for a throw. Now, there's going to be 4 minutes of stoppage time, by the way, at the end of this first half. Stuart says, I will watch the match of the day highlights of this game. It's a blinding game. Well, it's been quite exciting, hasn't it, actually? Been quite a lot gone on. Oh, there's a nice turn there from Dominic Solanke. He wins a free kick from Declan Rice. And there we go. Rajendra says, quick shoot. Well, yeah, quick counter attack. Exactly. It takes a second to score a goal, but you've got to have a shot to score a goal, haven't you? Rather than taking an extra touch or an extra pass, which is what we generally do. But we didn't there, and it paid off. And we have finally got a goal from open play as well, which is nice, isn't it? Aston Villa are winning 1-0 at Everton. Ollie Watkins with that goal. We'll look at all the scores, all the halftime scores very, very shortly. Crystal Palace are winning 1-0 at Leicester as well. It is Mateta with that goal. And Tottenham won a throw. We've played a minute and a half of the 4 of stoppage time at the end of this first half. And Arsenal have turned this around. Didn't look as though we were going to, did it? Although we've dominated the possession in that sort of early part of that first half, we never really looked like scoring. But we've turned it around with 2 quick goals before half-time. And it's put a whole different complexion on this North London derby, which for a while wasn't looking particularly good. Nick Nack says, Spurs don't have the best away defence anymore. Equal best with Crystal Palace. Wow. Incredible. Incredible stuff. I was looking for a third goal, and that wasn't a good clearance, actually. It's Trossard scored Arsenal's second goal. Sterling on this near side. It's back with Trossard again. Plays it to William Saliba. Threads the ball through to Martin Odegaard on the edge of the penalty area. Plays it into Kai Havertz. Tries a shot on the turn. It's blocked by Dragusin. Comes to Declan Rice. Now it's out to Lewis Skelly. Plays it back to Gabriel. And Gabriel touches it into Thomas Partey. Now plays it back to William Saliba. Arsenal just looking in control of this game. Coming down towards half-time. To overcome a few difficulties in this game, Arsenal. And Nick Nack says, Palace have just lost. Shalabar surprised Chelsea. Ever loaned him out in the first place. Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. They're going to maybe not have the best defensive record away then, are they, if Shalabar goes. Anyway, Jed Spencer has just absolutely ran all the way through Timber, Thomas Partey, and the referee didn't like it. I think the referee's been pretty good to us, actually, in this first half. I didn't think that was a foul. Big Angie shaking his head. I kind of agree with you, mate, actually. I didn't think that was a foul either. I just thought he just wanted that ball more. Newcastle gone 2-0 up, and I'll give you 5 pence if you can guess who scored the second goal for Newcastle. Yeah, obviously. There we go. Mark C says, come on, lads, let's push for a third before half-time. Yeah, we've got them on the back foot now, haven't we? Nick says, did they give him the goal? Don't know yet. Initially, they did, but I don't know if it's going to get changed. It looked like an own goal all day long for me, but anyway, doesn't matter, does it? It's a goal. It went in. Ag says, Isak. Of course it was Isak. And Nick Nack says, Newcastle going fourth tonight. It looks like it, yeah. A win would put them into the top 4. What a run they're on at the minute. Newcastle. Winning game after game, aren't they? They're into the final minute here. And in fact, there we go. Half-time whistle's gone. It is Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1. And wow, I mean, incredible first half in many ways. Arsenal totally dominated the first 20 minutes. Tottenham couldn't get out of their own half. And it just looked a matter of time before Arsenal scored. But Tottenham broke out. They almost scored just before a good piece of defending from Gabriel. From the resulting corner, Kulusevski was denied by David Raya. And then it was the next corner a few minutes later. The ball fell to Son on the edge of the box, and he hit a volley that got a slight deflection off William Saliba, put Tottenham ahead. And, you know, Arsenal was rocked by that. Obviously, we've had a bad week, but credit to Arsenal for coming back into that game. The equaliser was from a corner to the far post. Gabriel it was. It looked like he headed it back across the goal. He took a deflection off of Tottenham. In fact, it's been given as a Solanke own goal. That was 5 minutes before half-time. And then it was, of course, Trossard with the second Arsenal goal in the final minutes there of that first half. And the ball bounced just in front of the goalkeeper into the net. And Arsenal were leading, which we probably deserve to lead on a balance of play. But this game's certainly not over by any means, is it? Absolutely not over yet. There you go. There we go, indeed. Nick Nack says they wanted Howe out a few weeks ago. Well, some of them did, yeah. Nick Nack says how things can change. Yeah, exactly how they can change, yeah. Grat says, see you back for the second half. Take care, folks, indeed. Aggie says, Arsenal. Terry says, Richard, tell us about your new Christmas running trousers. Yes, I got some new running shoes for Christmas, and they're very nice. And I took them out for a test drive the other day. The first time I've worn them, they are really, really nice. And people say, don't know. Well, I've heard people say that you improve your running by training. Obviously, you do, but there's no doubt having the right running shoes makes a massive difference, because it does. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I never thought that maybe was a thing until last year. I got a pair of Adidas running trainers, and immediately my times improved. I started to be able to run faster. So obviously they made a difference. And I've got a lot of PBs in last year wearing them. And now I've got this new pair, again, they're Adidas, and I've got a feeling that I'll be able to break a few more PBs of them. So I do think that the running shoes that you get makes a difference. It really does. Yes, you need to train as well. Of course you do. There's no shortcut, but I do think having a decent pair of trainers really helps. Nick Neck says test drive. Saucony used to be my go-to. Yeah, that's supposed to be quite good, them actually. You could whack them on brand new and just go every time. Yeah, no, I mean, that's what happened with them ones. I've never worn them before. I took them out of the box, stuck them on, went for a run, and yeah, no problems, no blisters, no pains. They're really soft and bouncy. They're great trainers, and I do love a good Adidas pair of running trainers, I've got to be honest. And these ones are lovely. So yeah, I'll be using them obviously a lot more over the next few months and see how we get on. Egg says running a marathon. I'm not running a marathon, no. I've entered a few races, a few 10Ks and stuff, and I've done the Great North Run a few times, the half marathon. I've never run a marathon. I've not got the patience to run a marathon. Not just running a marathon. I've not got the patience to train to run a marathon. A half marathon was hard enough to train for. But yeah, I'm more of a 5K and 10K runner. I like doing those distances. So yeah, that's what I'll be focusing on this year, and yeah, trying to improve my time. Really, that's what it's about, isn't it? And Nick Nack says, I need to get back into running. Miss it. Yeah, you definitely want to, absolutely, because I find it's not only for your physical health, which obviously it's a benefit. It massively benefits your physical health. I find it mentally as well. It's fantastic. You can really unwind. You can get out there, and the stresses of life seem to disappear. So yeah, it's got a lot of benefits mentally as well. Sebastian Coe was definitely good, wasn't he? He was a great runner. But yeah, there's been we've done quite well in England, haven't we, to produce some good runners. Obviously, Mo Farah, of course, as well. I don't know if you saw his interview actually he did with Arsene Wenger recently. That was really good actually. Mo Farah is quality, isn't he? So yeah, that is something that I like to do. Yeah, which is good, isn't it? But yes, so I got myself some new trainers, and they're really good. So yeah, I think I'm going to do some good times this year. Regendra says 2 more goals and we'll all feel better. Well, to be honest with you, as long as we win the game, if it stays like this, yes, it might be a bit nervy, but if we win the game, we haven't scored too many goals lately. So getting those 2 quick goals. But I've just got the feeling that we're going to sit back in the second half a little bit. We're going to waste time. We're going to do all those nasty things that we've made a habit of doing. And I fear that's what's going to happen in the second half, which may well work or it may not. I don't know. Terry says Steve Cram was good from my neck of the woods actually. Just hit the likes for more goals. Yeah, the likes for more goals, of course. That's what we always have to do. Duplantis, yes, of course, indeed. He's great, isn't he, as well? Yes. Isn't the Winter Olympics starting soon, actually? Have I got that wrong? Because normally the Winter Olympics is on after the Summer Olympics, isn't it? But anyway, I don't know if I like the Winter Olympics. I don't know if I do. Nick X says, game is there to be properly killed off, rub some salt into the Spurs room. Yeah, I know, but, we've all seen enough of Mikel Arteta over the last few years to know that he doesn't like taking chances. He'll just shut the game down, won't he? That is probably what he'll do. So we look at the other scores then, because obviously there are other games going on tonight. Most of them kicked off a bit earlier. Everton 0, Aston Villa 1, Leicester 0, Crystal Palace 1, and Newcastle 2, Wolves 0. And of course, Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1. So where that leaves the table currently, obviously Liverpool are top with 47 points from 20 games. We'll be second with 43 points from 21. Nottingham Forest 41 from 21. And Newcastle would be fourth with 38 from 21. And then Chelsea 37, Man City 35, Aston Villa on 35 as well. I've actually got a minus goal difference, Aston Villa. Can you believe that? Minus goal difference. That's incredible, isn't it? And then it's Bournemouth on 34. All quite tight, isn't it? And of course, at the bottom, Southampton. Sorry, Nick Nack. I think your team are going to go back where they just came from. They've got 6 points. Leicester have got 14. Wolves and Ipswich both 16. Everton 17. And that's the relegation battle right there, isn't it? Man United 23. They're in 15th place. They're probably okay, aren't they? And then Palace and Tottenham on 24. West Ham on 26. So, yeah, that is the league table. Of course, there's some more games tomorrow as well, isn't there? Ipswich play Brighton. And Man United playing Southampton, of course, tomorrow. And then Saturday, we've got a late game on Saturday, of course, against Aston Villa. The 5:30 kickoff. Another difficult game, another big game. So we will need to be at our best again, won't we, to win that game. So we will see how that goes. They've given this as a Dominic Solanke own goal, and when you look at it, you can see why. Because I don't think that header was going in; it was going across the goal, and it's hit Dominic Solanke and gone in. And yeah, Nick Nack says, "Nice to see Ipswich making a fight of it." Yeah, they remind me a little bit of Luton last season. You know, obviously they're lacking the quality in the Premier League, but you know, they are making a fight of it as Luton did. But ultimately, I do feel as though it's going to end in exactly the same way. They're going to end up back where they came from as well, unfortunately. But yeah, it is good to see them at least giving it a go. They gave us a difficult game, didn't they, a few weeks ago over Christmas? We sort of were hanging on for a 1-0 win, although we were in a much better team for much of the game. So, yeah, no, fair play to Ipswich. Let's see how they get on for the rest of the season. But, yeah, I'll be surprised if they stay up. I'll be surprised if Southampton stay up. Well, massively surprised if Southampton stay up. And who else? Leicester. Can Leicester survive? Nick Nack says, even Leicester are still in touch with the pack. They are. My only concern for Leicester is when you look at the teams just above them, Wolves are improving under their new manager, so you can see them pulling away. Obviously, Everton with Moyes back, I can't see them going down. And I think all the teams above them are going to be safe. So, yeah, I think Southampton, although Ipswich are out of the bottom three at the moment on goal difference, I don't know. I'd be surprised if they don't go down. But who knows? Stranger things have happened, haven't they? Stranger things have happened. So we will see. But yeah, some big games at the weekend, of course, as always. And the women are back in action, of course, as well on Sunday. Return of the WSL against Crystal Palace at Meadow Park. That's a 3:00 kickoff, so we're going to be here for that one. Of course, Saturday lunchtime will be. Of course, tomorrow night there is a special show. We are going to be joined by our very own Neil and Lee as well. We're going to be looking at what's going on with the club at the moment, obviously with the men's team. Is this process with Arteta really finished? Can it go any further? You know, the result of tonight's game doesn't make any difference for me either way, because I still feel as though it's about the long term. I don't think this project long term's got any legs. Honestly, I don't. But we'll talk about it tomorrow. I know obviously Neil is, you know, I'm sure Neil still wants to support it. And, you know, Lee as well to a certain degree. But I think, you know, whatever happens to the rest of this game is irrelevant to it all, really. You know, you've got to look at it overall, haven't you? And this season, we've definitely gone backwards. You know, it reminds me, and we'll talk about it a bit more tomorrow, it reminds me a little bit of the sort of dying days of George Graham, where he got rid of a lot of his great attacking players, replaced them with pragmatic midfielders, and we're looking to sneak 1-0 wins with a goal from righty, and it worked in the cups, not quite in the league. And I just feel as though we're going in that same direction at the minute, and it's not good, is it? Yes, we need to win a cup. We've only got really one more chance, let's be honest. We're not going to win the Champions League. So, yeah, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. So join us for that at 8 o'clock. That's going to be a good show. Good to get the guys back on again. So that'll be good. And I say Friday, of course, it's the women's show. Lots coming up. We'll be looking ahead to the return of the WSL. Have they made a decision yet with manager? No, they haven't. What is going on there? Obviously, we're going to talk about that again. And we're going to be looking at, the game at the weekend against Crystal Palace. The transfer window, of course, which is still open. Still no business done, either the men or the women's team. So we'll talk about that as well. So all that's coming up Friday. I say Saturday, Aston Villa game at 5:30. And, of course, on Sunday, it's the women back in action. It's going to be good, isn't it? That will do us, won't it? So it's a good weekend to come and some busy time on the channel. So make sure you join us for all of that great stuff coming up. And we're going to enjoy it, aren't we? Nick Nack says, there looks like any 2 from 4, Ipswich, Leicester, Wolves, Everton. Yeah, I don't think Everton will go down. I don't honestly think Wolves will go down either. So it's looking like Ipswich and Leicester. But who knows? Who knows? There's going to be some twists and turns on the way, I'm sure, before the end of the season. Rob and Rose says there 2 more for the Gunners in the second half will do. Well, it will do, but just winning the game will do. Let's be honest. It's sometimes you just have to win the games, don't you? You can't always, you can't always get a big win. We're not scoring many goals lately, and I think Arteta's going to go into his shell a bit in the second half. But we'll see. We'll see. Nick Nack says Wolves have had some good chances tonight. Have they? I said, well, obviously I've not been watching the games, I don't know, but I'll watch some highlights later. But Newcastle are in a good place at the minute, aren't they? A really good place. And it looks like they're going to be in the top 4 as well. Which, yeah. Could they finish in the top 4 for the second time in 3 seasons? I mean, that would be incredible, wouldn't it? But anyway, let's see. It's still a long way to go this season, of course. We're only just over the halfway point, aren't we? Lots going to happen. Lots of points can be won and lost, so we'll see. But yeah, Newcastle certainly in good form at the moment. And Isak's in good form at the moment, isn't he? Well, he's just had a few million to his total price, hasn't he? Nick Nack says Isak assists Gordon with a... Oh, they've scored another one, have they? Well, there you go. Isak and Gordon they're a good little partnership, aren't they? Actually, they work well together, don't they? Anyway, the teams are back out for the second half here at the Emirates. Tottenham are making a substitution by the look of it. I haven't quite seen who it is that's gone off. Brendan Johnson's coming on. He's a good player, Brendan Johnson. Gets a lot of stick from the Tottenham fan. I think they're making 2 subs. James Madison's coming on as well. Wow, Tottenham are going for it, aren't they? That is quite incredible. So Brendan Johnson's on. We'll see who's gone off here. But Brendan Johnson's on anyway. And James Madison. Basuma and Sarr. Wow, so they've took off their 2 defensive midfield players and brought on 2 attacking players. Wow, that is brave. That is brave. Have you ever seen Arteta be that brave in a game that we're losing away from home? I don't think I have. And as much as Ange gets a lot of stick, you've got to say that is brave. It could be madness, actually, because we might end up scoring 5 goals in the second half. But who knows? It's going to be an interesting second half, isn't it? So there we go. El Loco says Isak is on a hat-trick now. He seems to be adding 2 or 3 million quid in his value every week. Arteta must be regretting the day he let him go. Well, yeah, Nick Nack says, yeah, for sure, El Loco. He scored 9 in 9 Premier League games in a row. Wow, 9 is incredible. Nick Nack says there's a fine line between brave and being a total nutter. Well, yeah, there is, yeah. I say if it pays off, then everyone's going to say, wow. And if it doesn't and they end up conceding loads of goals, then everyone's going to say it was a mad decision. But you've got to say it's brave, and I kind of like that. You know, that's what you want to see from your manager, don't you? You want to see your manager take a few risks. And Tottenham have definitely done that, haven't they, here? You know, took off their 2 defensive midfield players, brought on 2 attacking players, and it's going to leave gaps and holes everywhere, which could, of course, mean we can score a few more goals. But equally so, at the same time, it could lead to Tottenham scoring a goal or two, couldn't it? Anyone else coming forward now on a break? Oh dear, that's not a very good play, is it, from Sterling? Almost fell over his own feet, but he has managed to find Trossard. Played it into the box for Sterling. Sterling's a ball across, but it's cleared away. And Tottenham can't get the ball away. A bit like the start of the first half. Now it's Gabriel. Plays it square to William. Saliba plays it out to the far side. Now it's back into Martin Odegaard. Plays the ball back to Gabriel. We've played a minute and a half of the second half. Declan Rice chips the ball over the top. Has it gone out now? As it's kept in. Sterling has got possession for Arsenal. There's a free kick over on that far side, is there? Oh no, it looked like Kai Havertz was fouled, but the referee says no. And Tottenham can now try and bring the ball forward up that far side. A bit like the start of the second half. They haven't really managed to get going. Yeah, they can't get out of their half, can they? And it's gone out for a throw to Tottenham over on that far side. 2 minutes played in the second half. It's still Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1. And it's a throw to Tottenham, which Jed Spence is going to take. Seems to be taking his time. He throws it up the line to Johnson, gets it back, Jed Spence. There's a free kick to Tottenham. There's a few empty seats over on that far side, but that's mainly because people are having a queue for stuff at half time. And anyway, there we go. Tottenham got the ball back in possession with Archie Gray, touches it back to the goalkeeper. Gets the ball square. There's a big graphic on the screen which was in the way, which they've now taken down. Oh, now Tottenham coming forward. This is a nice move, actually. To Kulusevski on this near side, but Declan Rice is in there. Puts it out for a throw to Tottenham, which Porro's going to take. Seems to recover from that injury that he suffered in the first half. Looked a little nasty one, didn't it? And just about to score. It is 3-0 to Newcastle there. Anthony Gordon with the goal. And they are flying into the top floor, aren't they? The Magpies are flying in to the top four tonight. Another impressive victory for them. Anyway, Tottenham just knocking the ball around here. And now it's back with the goalkeeper. Kinski plays out to that far side to Jed Spence. Tottenham have a lot of possession here. They're not really advancing up the pitch too much. But they might do now. They are coming forward now. It's a long ball from Bergvall, but Declan Rice has cut it out. But Tottenham are going to pick up the ball with Dominic Solanke. He does well, actually. And now Tottenham are coming forward with Brendan Johnson on this near side. Played into the penalty area. Kulusevski's done really well. Managed to keep possession under pressure there from Declan Rice. And the ball on the edge of the box. Maddison twisting and turning, trying to find a shot. Plays it to Porro on this near side. Touches it back to Bergvall. Gets it back again. Porro. And it's back to Bergvall. Now it's with Son on the edge of the box. He'll try a shot. It's deflected behind. And did it hit Dominic Solanke? It's going to be a goal kick, is it, to Arsenal? Nick Neck says Spurs look to have started the bright. They have, yeah. They've put us under a bit of pressure there. But it did go off Dominic Solanke. I don't think the shot was on target anyway. But it's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal, which David Raya is going to take. He goes long this time. Up the pitch and almost falls to Raheem Sterling. In fact, Tottenham have given the ball away, but Kai Havertz has got it taken off him. And now Tottenham can come forward again. Bit of space over on that far side for Brennan Johnson, I think it is. Oh, it's an overlap. The ball played into the edge of the 6-yard box and David Raya's down quick. It was Maddison. It was over there, gets the cross in. And David Raya's done well, but all Arsenal getting themselves in a bit of trouble on the edge of the penalty area. Really getting into trouble here. It's Son, and he tried to thread it through, and then the shot comes in and gets deflected, but David Raya's there. And Arsenal getting themselves in a bit of a muddle. Playing it out from the back again, you see. Where's the reward for that? Anyway, we've played 5 minutes. Mark C says, now we're dicking around on the edge of our box again. Yeah, well, I don't know why we persist on doing it, but I knew this would happen in the second half. I knew we would just, anyway, Archie Gray there looks like he's had a bit of a head injury, is he? But anyway, he's okay to carry on. The youngster playing at the back, of course, for Tottenham. He's going to be a drop ball. And the referee just gives it back to David Raya. We've had it initially anyway. Might as well just carried on, seeing a bit pointless that, didn't it? But anyway, David Raya's now got the ball again, and he's going to go long up that far side. He's coming all the way through to Raheem Sterling, battling with Jed Spence. And then runs into Bergvall, who can't keep it in, and it's gone behind for a corner, is it? Well, it did look like a bit of a push there, actually, from Kai Havertz on Archie Gray, just in the build-up to that. And then Bergvall there tried to keep the ball in, completely missed it. And it is going to be a corner to Arsenal after the end of all of that. 52 minutes on the clock. You do feel as though the next goal in this game is going to be massive, isn't it? If we get the third goal in, you feel as though it's game over. But if Tottenham can find a goal, an equaliser, who knows what's going to happen. Anyway, Martin Odegaard now over on that far side with his corner, whips it in towards the near post. It's a header again. Was it Kai Havertz? Headed it wide. Is it another corner though? Let's have a look at the replay. Did it come off Jed Spence behind him? No, it didn't. It was a goal kick. Anyway, Tottenham are now coming forward. Bergvall in midfield. He's a good player, isn't he, that Bergvall, actually? Really composed for a young lad playing in the Premier League. Anyway, Tottenham trying to come forward now. And Son tries to keep it in, but William Saliba lets it run out. Nick Nack says Son always seems to have a surprised expression. He does, yeah. He looked surprised when he scored as well, didn't he? Looked surprised that Tottenham were winning. I think we all were. Anyway, it's a goal kick to Arsenal. And Tommy Tuchel is in the crowd tonight as well. Of course, the New England manager. Of course, a couple of English players in the Arsenal lineup tonight, isn't there? Declan Rice, of course, Raheem Sterling, Miles, Lewis Skelly. Obviously, James Maddison now is on for Tottenham as well, isn't he? He'll probably be looking for a chance to get back in the England setup. Archie Gray won't do himself any harm either, will he? For Tottenham. So much for Tommy Tuchel to think about. Anyway, Kai Havertz now bringing the ball forward for Arsenal. Played 8 minutes of the second half. That's not a great ball there from Trossard. And it's run all the way behind for a goal kick to Tottenham. 9 minutes of the second half played. And it's been a lot more even, hasn't it, this second half? Arsenal obviously dominated the first half, as we know. But it's been a lot more even start of the second half. Tottenham have had a couple of good moments. And now Arsenal got a free kick. Porro here with the foul on Trossard. It's going to be Declan Rice to take this free kick. It's about, what, 10, 15 yards inside the Tottenham half. That's not a great ball, is it? Trossard couldn't keep it in. And it's run behind. It's a throw to Tottenham. Still 2-1, of course, to Arsenal. So I come forward again up this near side. Declan Rice touches it back. And Gabriel finds Declan Rice again. Thomas Partey got a little bit of space on halfway, plays it forward. Martin Odegaard turns around inside the centre circle, gets it out to Timber over on that far side. Gives it back to Martin Odegaard. Goes past a couple of challenges. Martin Odegaard, can he get the ball back? Plays it back to Raheem Sterling. Thought about chipping it in, but it's going to come to Thomas. But he does chip it in. A header from Kai Havertz. And again, it's a poor header. Straight at the goalkeeper. Good crossover from Thomas Partey. Free header from Kai Havertz. Surely he needs to do a bit better there again. Oh, and Tottenham giving the ball away. He's come to Havertz inside the penalty. Takes it back to Raheem Sterling. Oh, and he was tackled just as he was about to shoot. And I think it was Bergvall there. Tottenham again getting themselves in a right mess at the back there. Arsenal still coming forward again with Martin Odegaard, but he just rolls it into the arms of the goalkeeper. Nick Neck says there, poor finishing, keeping Spurs in the game right now. Yeah, and that's been the story of the last week or so, hasn't it? And now Tottenham coming forward. Kulusevski making up some ground on this near side. He pulls it back to the edge of the penalty area. Son has got a little bit of space, but couldn't make the most of it. Tottenham do keep it coming forward, though, with Porro. Finds Kulusevski again. He whips across into the far post, headed out by Juran at Timber. And now Tottenham having a good spell, as they did in the first half. And it did lead to them scoring, of course. But so far, so good for Arsenal. Jed Spence now touches it forward to James Maddison. They're going to want him to get on the ball and dictate things, aren't they? One of those attacking substitutions that they made. Tottenham trying to get Dominic Solanke in over on that far side. He's done well, Solanke. In fact, he hasn't done well because he's offside. Nick Nack says, in other news, Palace winning means Man U are now down to 15th. When did that last happen? At this stage, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. Probably in the early days of Alex Ferguson when they were in that sort of problem, wasn't they? But yeah, incredible, really. But they're not playing until tomorrow night, are they? Did we say it was Southampton they were playing? So they're probably going to win, aren't they? Let's be honest. But who knows? Who knows? Anyway, Tottenham have fought hard to win the ball back. It's into Dominic Solanke, and he controlled it, but then he slipped over, and Arsenal can regain possession. And it's certainly very open, this game, and you do feel as though there's a goal coming at one end or the other. I say whoever scores it, you do feel as though that's going to be a significant goal in this game. Arsenal get that third goal, that's it. It's game over, isn't it? Mark C says that's where an instinctive striker like Wrighty would score. No extra touches the first time strike. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's the difference, isn't it, between having a top striker. That's why the top strikers like Isak are the ones that cost the money, because that's what they do. Goals are the most hardest thing to do in football, and the most important thing to do in football. And Trossard just took an air shot in the penalty area and then tried to claim a penalty. Oh, that's hilarious. He took a complete air shot. Oh dear. That was quite funny, actually. Anyway, Gabriel Martinelli is going to be coming on very, very shortly. Not quite sure who's going to go off, but I'm sure we'll find out. Kulusevski can't get past Declan Rice, who's had a good game in midfield for Arsenal tonight. Playing on his left-hand side. Nick Neck says, right, he was something else. He was. Still blows my mind, some of his finishes from days gone by, indeed. Mark C says, come on, get Sterling off. Yeah, Sterling's not really contributed much. Anyway, Havertz now over on that far side. Sterling's just on the edge of the penalty, and Martin Odegaard's gone ahead. Sterling crosses it to the far post, headed out by Porro. And Kulusevski loses out there to Trossard, but in the end, the referee's given a free kick. And that is going to be the substitution on 60 minutes. And it is going to be Sterling to go off. Not his best game. Well, I suppose it's just where he is in his career, isn't he? His legs have gone. He's shot, isn't he, Sterling? And yeah, Martinelli's coming on. And is he going to make the impact from the bench? Let's have a look. Grat says, I've been in the pub since 6 o'clock, and I just realised that every second that I spend in the gym this week was just flushed down the drain. Burger with fries, Coke and cider. Well, yeah, you see, it's all about diet, isn't it? Nick says, yeah, but at least it meant you could enjoy the burger. Well, yeah, that's true. I suppose that is true. Anyway, so Sterling's off, Martinelli's on. We've got half an hour to play, and Arsenal are still 2-1 up, which obviously is good. But it's very tense, this game. It's become very tense, hasn't it, in the second half? Because, as we say, it's finely balanced here, isn't it? It could easily go either way still. And Tottenham certainly aren't out of it yet, are they? There's no doubt about that. Anyway, Havertz comes forward, tries to thread the ball through to Martinelli, but the goalkeeper's there. And again, Arsenal not creating too much. Terry says, can't take Sterling off. Tommy T's there, resurrects his England career. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Anyway, Tottenham keep insisting on playing it out from the back. And they keep playing themselves in a little bit of trouble, but they've got away with it again. And the goalkeeper's played it long up that far side. And Dominic Solanke's battling away for the ball, but Tottenham just can't really get it forward at the minute. They've gone back to the goalkeeper again. And he shuffles it out up this near side to Porro. Not Porro. Porro was it? Detective, wasn't he? El Loco says, poor aim, it's not working and it won't work here. His legs are gone. Maybe it would work at a place like Leicester. Yeah, exactly. Maybe it would, yeah. You know, Trossard now on this near side has just been fouled by Porro. Obviously a foul. Don't know what he's complaining about anyway. But there you go. Mark C says, Martinelli giving us some urgency. Yeah, I mean, he runs around a lot, Martinelli, doesn't he? I don't think he's always got the quality, but he certainly puts himself about. But anyway, we've played 63 minutes, coming up to the midway point in this second half. There's a free kick to Arsenal midway inside the Arsenal half, which David Raya is going to take. All in yellow, the Arsenal goalkeeper. It's flicked on by Kai Havertz, but nobody's there. Nick says, even if Spurs lose, Ange can't grumble too much about the performance. I think the second half they've played quite well, yeah. First half, we were much the better team. And we're in now. Declan Rice inside the box. Can he get a cross in? He does. It's deflected away at the near post by Archie Gray. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. And maybe an opportunity to get the third goal, which you do feel that will be that if we can get it. Declan Rice was almost in there, actually. And then in the end, his low cross was headed behind by Gray. And of course, Gabriel's in there. That goal was taken off him. I didn't think it was his goal anyway, but it was taken off him. So he's going to be desperate to try and get one, isn't he? And it's going to be a Declan Rice corner, which was a combination that did lead to that equaliser for Arsenal. Although Gabriel did get the final Arsenal touch, it was deflected. And that's a terrible corner, though. It doesn't beat the first man. And Tottenham will clear it away. And a bit of space for Kulusevski on this near side. And now Tottenham launching a counter attack. But David Raya's miles out of his goal there. Cleared that ball away. And that's gone out for a throw to Arsenal on the near side. Now Archie Gray plays it back to the goalkeeper. Now it's Dragic up this near side. It's a long ball forward. Gabriel's there. Should tidy this up. Oh, he's just giving it away. That's not good. And now Tottenham can come forward with Porro on this near side. Touches it into Brennan Johnson. Now it's Kulusevski. Plays it infield. A shot comes in, but it's a weak effort there from James Maddison. And he couldn't quite get the shot away that he wanted to there. And in the end, he just chips it forward into the arms of David Raya. But again, Tottenham have looked threatening in this second half. And Arsenal just need to get a grip of this game. Anyway, Lewis Skelly now on his near side. Touches it back to Gabriel. That's with David Raya. Almost gets the ball stuck under his feet, but does manage to get it out to William Saliba over on that far side. Goes long towards halfway. It's flicked on. But Jed Spence has, I think, cleared that away for Tottenham. And now Lewis Skelly in possession. Plays it to Trossard on this near side. His goal is the difference between these two sides at the moment in this game. Just before half-time. Tottenham did lead, of course, early on in this game. With Heung-min Song's goal, another goal for him against Arsenal. He's got quite a few, hasn't he? And he got another one tonight, but it's looking as though it's not going to be enough for Tottenham to get anything from this game. But they are still in it. They're Arsenal trying to come forward now over on that far side with Jurgen Timber. Plays it back to David Raya. Miles Lewis Skelly just touches it out to that far side. William Saliba goes long up that far wing, and now Jurgen Timber can bring it forward. But again, Arsenal's been turned over possession. And it's not been a great second half from Arsenal again, actually. Last couple of games haven't been good second half, have they? We seem to run out of ideas and run out of legs. But luckily this time we've got a lead to keep hold of. And hopefully we'll be able to do just that. Anyway, Tottenham trying to come forward now, though. But not for long. Party now finds Timber over on that far side. Martin Odegaard touches it back to William Saliba. Now it's back with Odegaard again. Now it's back with William Saliba again. And Arsenal being forced backwards. Tottenham have actually dominated, well, say dominated the possession. They've had more possession in the second half, 56% they've had. They only had 37 in the first half. So the substitutions that Ange made at half-time have made a difference. Certainly in terms of balance of play. Tottenham had one or two chances, but not really felt like they're going to score. Arsenal might now. Martinelli turns away. He's got a chance from the edge of the box. Goes past a couple of challenges inside the penalty area. Can he get a cross in? No, he can't, but he has won the corner. And for a minute there, why didn't he shoot? He went past a couple of players on the edge of the box there. It opened up for him. Could have shot there. Could have shot there. Took an extra touch. Why doesn't he shoot? Mark C says, drives me insane when we can't seem to play the ball cleanly. It bobbles around and gets caught under our feet. Nick Neck says, feels like you're controlling the game quite well. It's not a basketball match like most Spurs games seem to turn into. No, it isn't. But I don't know. It's like we're caught in that little kind of dilemma a bit, aren't we? Between trying to really go and get the third goal, but potentially risk conceding and not taking the risk to get the third goal and just almost sitting back and managing the game, which sometimes you've got to do. I think in the run that we've been on, the fact we're in front now means, yeah, let's manage the game, get the job done, and take the 3 points, as frustrating as it might be to watch. But yeah, I don't know. Let's try. I just like to. I'd like to see us, just be a little bit more front-footed and try and go for it, because we know Tottenham do concede goals. Anyway, they are coming forward now. But I don't think Brennan Johnson's going to keep that ball in, is he? And he hasn't really been in the game much, has he? Tottenham's joint top scorer this season, Brennan Johnson. It's always like to pop up with a goal, isn't he? Gets himself into good positions inside the penalty area. Brennan Johnson. Obviously former Nottingham Forest player, along with Jed Spence, actually, which is strange, isn't it? Because those two have left Nottingham Forest and now Nottingham Forest are flying up the league, and yet it was opposite when they left, wasn't it? When they left Forest to go to Tottenham, they were going to Tottenham to go to a technically bigger club with more chance of success, and Forest are now in the top four, and Tottenham are struggling in 13th place in the league. So it's funny how things work out, isn't it? Anyway, it's a throw to Tottenham on this near side, which Porro's going to take. I always thought Porro was like Argentinian or something, but he's actually Spanish. I didn't realise that. Anyway, he looks Argentinian, doesn't he? He kind of plays like an Argentinian as well. Gret says here, what surprises me most is this, even though Arsenal are in front, they have not parked that famous bus in front of their own penalty box. No, not really, no. Although we haven't really pushed on and taken the game to Tottenham, have we, in this second half? And you can see it being quite a nervy finish if it stays like this for another 10 minutes or so. We're in the 71st minute, so there's still, 19 minutes to play. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Anyway, Tottenham now trying to come forward again. Kulishevsky, that's a nice ball in field. Brennan Johnson now's got a chance to pull across back. Oh, it wasn't a bad ball, actually. No Tottenham player in there. And in the end, Arsenal can clear it away. But that was a dangerous moment again. Nick Nack says, longer it takes to get a third, the nerve it will get. Exactly, yeah, of course it will. Of course it will. I mean, that's the nature of any game when you're only one goal up, but even more so in the fact that, one, it's a derby game, and also as well the fact that we've had such a poor week, such a poor run of recent results. So, yeah, it's going to get very, very nervy if we don't get the third goal. But Arsenal knocking the ball around now fairly comfortably, but inside our own half. And Saliba goes back to the goalkeeper, David Raya. Arsenal take a risk there, but sort of get away with it. No, we don't, because Thomas Partey's almost lost the ball again. A couple of times he's done that. And he has given the ball away. And now Dominic Solanke on the edge of the penalty. Dominic Solanke with a shot. It's blocked. And Arsenal get away with that one there. That was, again, suicidal play from Thomas Partey. He's done that a couple of times in this game. But now suddenly Arsenal got a break on. Declan Rice cuts in field. Is he going to try a shot? He does, straight at the goalkeeper. That's a decent save. That could have been the third goal there. See, maybe Arsenal played that right. Maybe we forced Tottenham into thinking they might get a goal and then catch him on the counter-attack. Anyway, Martinelli now on that far side, pulls it back to Martin Odegaard. Can he get a shot away? No, he can't, because he could have hit it first time. He then does shoot, but it's not a great effort, and it's a comfortable save for the goalkeeper, Kinski. And now Tottenham coming forward again. It's quite open, this game now, isn't it? Kulishevsky bringing it forward. He had Johnson in front of him, but decided not to play it into him. Plays it square instead to James Maddison. Pings it out to that far side to Son Heung-min. Goal scorer for Tottenham. Seems a long time ago now, doesn't it? Well, it was a long time ago. Touches it back. Don't forget last season's game, of course, did finish in a 2-2 draw. Arsenal were 2-1 up in that game and conceded. And is it going to happen again? Not there, it won't, because that was a poor ball forward, and David Raya will come and collect that. And we're coming down towards the last 15 minutes here at the Emirates. Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1. It has been a very tense second half. There's no doubt about that. And it's going to probably get more tense as well. And I think Arteta's thinking about making a change, making another substitution. Is it going to be Kieran Tierney? He's bringing Kieran Tierney on. Wow. Mark C says, great centre-back, weighs about 9 stone. We should be putting someone up against him who can bully him a little. Well, yeah, exactly. But we haven't really got anybody, though, have we, that can do that? Anyway, Kieran Tierney's going to be coming on. So I'm not quite sure if he's just going to come straight in for Miles Lewis-Skelly or if we're going to change the shape of the team a little bit. I don't know. But it's definitely Kieran Tierney coming on. And there's, of course, been talk of him leaving in January. But, of course, now with the injuries that we've got, you don't expect he will leave. Anyway, Tottenham got a free kick there over on that far side. And a chance to make the substitution, maybe. No, we're not going to make it yet. And the ball goes back to the Tottenham goalkeeper. And we are now into the last 15 minutes. It's a big 15 minutes in this game. It's probably going to be a big 15 minutes in this season for both of these men. Tottenham again getting themselves in trouble trying to play it out from the back. Jurgen Timber plays it into Kai Havertz. He can't turn and get a shot away. The ball falls to Martinelli. He does get a shot away, but it's blocked. And it goes out for a throw to Arsenal over on that far side. And most of Arsenal's chances in this second half have come from Tottenham playing it out from the back, which we said earlier on, didn't we? Why do we keep doing that? Anyway, Kieran Tierney's coming on, which is good to see, isn't it? And it's actually Trossard going off. So Trossard, whose goal it is, has given Arsenal the lead. Doesn't look very happy, does he, Trossard, to be going off? He did score in that first half. And it's that goal that's given Arsenal the lead. And it's Kieran Tierney coming on. So is that a defensive change, or is he going to play Kieran Tierney in a more forward role, or is he going to move Martinelli back to the left-hand side? We shall see. But Kieran Tierney is on for the last 15 minutes. It looks like he's playing in that left forward position. Anyway, Arsenal now trying to come forward. Ball plays into the box and Tottenham do clear it away. Not very far though. And that was an optimistic effort, wasn't it? From Gabriel, blimey, from about 35 yards out. Nick Neck says, so many overloads you haven't capitalised in the second half. No. Mark C says, honestly, it's like Keystone Cops football sometimes when we get the ball in their box. It is, yeah. It is. You know, Tottenham now trying to come forward. Oh, and there's a foul there on Dominic Solanke. It's going to be a free kick to Tottenham. Was that Thomas Partey again? And Tottenham are bringing on a nemesis in Richarlison. And he seems to have, I seem to remember him scoring a few goals against us when he played for Everton, when he played for Watford, and obviously at Tottenham as well. He does seem to like a goal against us, doesn't he? A bit like Son, and he's got one. So it's not a good sign that he's coming on, is it really? But anyway, let's see what impact he can make, the Brazilian. And in fact, it might be Son that's going off. In fact, it is Son that's going off. And he's handed over the captain's armband to James Maddison. And it is going to be Richarlison coming on. He would love to score the equaliser, wouldn't he? Richarlison. He's a strange character, isn't he? He always looks grumpy, doesn't he? No matter what happens, he's just got that grumpy face. But I'm sure he might smile if he was to get himself a goal. Anyway, Tottenham knocking the ball around. That's a long ball up this near side. Solanke's after it, but Gabriel's there. Puts it out of play for a throw to Tottenham. And can they get the ball in the box where Richarlison is waiting? Bergvall now finds Porro. Oh, that's not a great ball there, is it? It's run straight out of play. And Porro puts his hands up there. Wasn't a great ball to Bergvall, was it? And to be fair, Tottenham haven't really looked like scoring, have they, for quite a long time in the second half. They've played better in the second half, but they've not really looked like scoring, have they? Let's be honest. And yeah, as it was mentioned before, I think Arsenal have looked generally in control of the game. But how many times have we looked in control of a game recently and still conceded a goal from nothing? We did in the first half, let's be honest. So there's certainly no guarantees that it's not going to happen again. And you do feel that third goal is going to be so important if we can get it. Anyway, it's a free kick over on that far side to Tottenham. Coming down towards the last 10 minutes. Are we going to get a big finish here at the Emirates? Tottenham coming forward. That's a good ball over on the far side. Jed Spence is in there. Gabriel comes across and he went down, Jed Spence. The referee's just given the corner, given the goal kick, sorry. And let's have a look at the replay there. I mean, Gabriel hasn't got the, William Saliba, sorry, hasn't got the ball, has he? But it's not really a foul, is it? It's clumsy. It is clumsy from Saliba. I don't know if VAR are checking this, are they? Anyway, Lewis Kelly's just gone down. Nick Nack says, if I can just get a comment on me, mouse is frozen. Nothing, not really, no. It was just a little bit clumsy from Saliba, wasn't it? He just made a bit of a, like, I don't know, it just wasn't a very good challenge, was it really? You know, Lewis Kelly, I think, has probably got a bit of cramp as we move to the last 10 minutes. His first North London derby, of course, for Miles Lewis Kelly. And Arsenal 10 minutes away from what would be a very, very important 3 points. but there's still lots of football to be played here. So I'm trying to come forward. There's a good header away actually by William Saliba. And that's with Bergvall on this near side for Tottenham. Bergvall again. But Kulusevski can't get past Gabriel. Defends that really well and celebrates like he's just scored. Anyway, it is a goal kick to Arsenal. And we are getting closer and closer and closer to the full-time whistle here. 81 minutes on the clock. Can Arsenal hang on? And Nick that says, Gabriel is a monster. You're lucky to have him and Saliba, 2 warriors at the back. I don't think Saliba's been in that great form lately. I think Gary's been carrying him through last few games. Regenda says, Gabby, indeed. And it was his... played a big part, of course, in that first goal. It has gone down as an own goal by Dominic Solanke. And it was Gabriel's header, of course, that caused that in the first place. Grat says at AFC, with just 3 men in the last line, that could easily be costly. 4-3-3 should be 5-3-2. Well, yeah, but it's the masterclass of Mikel Arteta, isn't it? Anyway, Arsenal had 13 attempts to Tottenham 6, but they've had 2 on target. We've had 4. So it has been quite an even game. Certainly the second half has been. And obviously with a score at 2-1, there's always a chance that, you know, we're going to get a third goal on the counter. Anyway, Bergvall's coming forward again. He's a good player, that Bergvall, isn't he? He's a really good player. Mark says, if we had a half-decent striker, we'd be winning this 5-1 by now. We do this. No, you have it. No, you have it. Yeah. When we're in their box, no one wants to take responsibility. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Nick Next says 1.5 chance for Spurs and it could be 2-2. That is the danger. Exactly, of course. Well, it's only 2-1. Anything can happen. You know, they scored with one of their only shots in the first half. Now, Madison on this near side puts across towards the far post. David Raya. Wow, that's a great piece of handling there by the Arsenal goalkeeper. And he then runs into Richarlison and wins a free kick. Terry says, I think Saliba wants out. He's sick of Arteta's BS. Yeah, I don't know. He's certainly not been at his best, has he? And David Reyes did really well there, actually, though. That was great goalkeeping. And then he went into Richarlison. He has won a free kick. The Arsenal goalkeeper. We're counting down towards the last 6.5 minutes here at the Emirates. Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1. All the goals came in that first half. And Arsenal turned it around in the final 5 minutes. Anyway, Jed Spence brings the ball forward again. He's got forward quite well down that far side, hasn't he, Jed Spence? But Arsenal now turned over possession. Martinelli over on that far side, bringing it forward, finds Kieran Tierney, very advanced position. Declan Rice goes around the outside. Kieran Tierney drills it across the box. He's come to, who was that shot there? Martin Ødegaard it was. And he's put it wide. Little bit of space there. Should have done better, Martin Ødegaard there. That should have been the moment to seal the points. Mark C says, how did he miss? Well, I don't know how he missed, but he did. And Tottenham almost gave it away again. Grat says something in Swedish, which looks quite good. I think that says, I'm surprised Spurs have any legs left. Yeah, they've got a lot of injuries, Tottenham. And yeah, they're still coming forward. But it's a North London derby. You've got to expect, haven't you? Looking for a goal now. Ball playing in the box towards the near post. Solanke was in there. Gabriel was across. It's a corner to Tottenham. And that's what we said there. That's what all it takes, isn't it? That was a good ball in. Great movement there from Solanke. Gabriel had to be alert, and he was alert, but it is a corner to Tottenham. And they did score from a corner in the first half. Their fans behind that goal. They're going to want to try and suck this in if they can. Anyway, Tottenham player's gone down now. So I think is Bergvall inside the penalty area there. Seems to be a bit of pushing and shoving with Miles Lewis-Skelly. And the Swede is still down. William Saliba seems like he's got a stiffness in his leg. He might be coming off. Anyway, it's going to be Mikel Merino and Alexander Zinchenko coming on for Arsenal. Wow. That is how desperate things have become. Anyway, the referee's chatting to Bergvall and Lewis Skelly. They were involved in that incident there. And he's saying he was kicked, but I don't think he was. And I'm also going to make the substitutions now, or we're going to wait for this corner. They say never to make a substitution when you're defending a corner, don't they? That's what they say. Anyway, Lewis Skelly and Bergvall are getting involved again when they shouldn't be. And it's all kicking off inside the penalty area here. Lewis Skelly has got a yellow card because he's just been taken off, I think. And he'll be loving this, won't he? His first North London derby, winding up the Tottenham fans as he goes off. Lewis Skelly, another decent performance from him. And he's on the brink of getting a victory in his first North London derby here at the Emirates. And I'm not sure who's coming on. There must be Zinchenko, you would imagine. And Marino's on as well. Rice has gone off as well while all that was happening. Declan Rice had a great game tonight, actually. Another good game for him. He played well the other day as well. One of the bright sparks in this poor run. Anyway, it's a corner to Tottenham over on the far side, though. We've still got to defend this. We're into the last 3.5 minutes. Corner comes in, near post, headed away. It's put back into the box by Porro, but Arsenal can bring it clear. Is that Williams to leave on a run forward? Or he finds Martinelli. He's got the pace, Martinelli, on this near side. Can Martinelli get the shot away, though? It's Zinchenko drills it across the box and Tottenham clear it away. Is it going to be a corner? It was Bergvall again at the other end. And Zinchenko is now getting the crowd up as well. I'm not sure if it's a throw or a corner. Oh, Grotz has translated his earlier thing. He says there, the guys, you can't miss that opportunity. Well, no, but he did. And that would have been the clincher. Instead, we've got 3 minutes plus stoppage time now to hang on. And it's going to be quite a nervy 3 minutes, isn't it? Yeah, Arsenal trying to come forward now, but that ball's going to roll all the way through to the goalkeeper. Tottenham are in a hurry to get on with it. Of course they are. They need a goal. Terry says 2 of the worst 3 players at the club. Come on, yeah, exactly, yeah. Mark says, even on the break, I never feel like we'll score. No, I don't either. But as I say, they do this every Star Wars movie. I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah, I'm starting to actually. Although Tottenham haven't looked like scoring, have they? You just kind of get the feeling that they just might sneak one at the end. You just get a feeling that they might. Anyway, Arsenal are in possession over on the far side. Martin Odegaard plays it in, gets it back from Martinelli, but can't keep it in, and it's going to be a goal kick to Tottenham. We're into the last 90 seconds of normal time. There'll be some stoppage time. You imagine 4 or 5 minutes is normal, isn't it, in most Premier League games? There hasn't been a massive amount of stoppages in this game, but it's just the average is about 4 or 5, isn't it? So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what we see. We are into the last minute of the 90, but how much longer are we going to be playing on? Tottenham have won the ball over on the far side. And Dominic Solanke now chips the ball up this near side. That's a good ball as well to Brennan Johnson. No, it's not. It's Porro, sorry. No, it's Brennan Johnson. No, it was Porro. Those have got similar hair, actually. Or maybe it's just my eyesight's going. I'm not sure. Anyway, Tottenham are in possession, but inside their own half with Archie Gray. Plays the ball out to that far side. Will Tottenham get one more chance? We're going to find out how much stoppage time is going to be very, very shortly. Cross comes in, but it's a poor cross. And David Raya goes down on the ball. Nick now says, after feel for Ange a bit, Spurs have actually done all right tonight. Yet by the weekend, they could be 15th in the league. Yeah, no, they have done all right. Yeah, they've played okay, haven't they? I think Gabriel's about to get a man of the match. They're going to be 5 minutes of stoppage time. Yeah, pretty standard, really, isn't it? There we go. Anyway, Havertz has just fell over again over on that far side. Mark C says, Havertz flops way too easily. He does. Ange B says, only one Ange in North London. Well, yeah, that's true, actually. Only one. That is very true. Gabriel has got a man of the match. Grat says 5 minutes added on. Well, yeah. And the feeling there was going to be. There's always 5 minutes, isn't there? You know, Tottenham can't kick that ball in. It is a throw to Arsenal. And the fact that the players are having to get the crowd up is quite incredible. The last 5 minutes of a North London derby with Arsenal winning 2-1. All is not right at this club at this moment. All is not right, is it? And we're going to talk about it tomorrow on the show at 8 o'clock. So please join us for that. It's going to be good. We are going to talk about what is going on at Arsenal at this moment in time. Something's not right. You know, we don't have a director of football. There's loads of other stuff going on. And, you know, we need to discuss that. So it's going to be good. So join us for that tomorrow. Nick Nat says, feels like Spurs have just about run out of steam. Well, yeah, you said you were surprised that they hadn't already. But, you know, they still might get one big chance. You just never know. You just never know. Gabriel just received a yellow card for stopping that Tottenham counter-attack. Tottenham, that's when I come forward over on that far side with Richarlison. Plays the ball up the line to Jed Spence. He'll get there because he's quick. Gets the wrong side of William Saliba. He's had a good game, Jed Spence, actually. He always seems to play well against us, doesn't he? Yeah, cross comes in to this near side. It's a good take there from Porro. And he cuts in field, puts a cross in towards the far post. Overhead kick. It's gone wide. It was Dominic Solanke, and that was quite amusing. Gabriel's with us. Hey, my friend, good to see you. Mark C says our midfield looks like it's run out of steam, but it does, yeah. Nick Nack says 5 is nothing these days. No, it's not. It's nothing, no, but I say there was never a lot of stoppages in this second half, was there? So there was never going to be a whole chunk of stoppage time. Obviously, if Solanke gets that overhead kick right, it would be a hell of a goal, wouldn't it? And we'd be talking about it forever. But he didn't. So it was quite funny. Stuart says, I love derby games. I'm not too keen on them, I've got to be honest. Only when they finish and you've won, then you can enjoy it. But we're very close now, aren't we? That ball played over the top by Zinchenko, but the goalkeeper's out. Nick Nack says it was an acute angle for the overhead. Never looked up and up. Well, no, he didn't know. Gabriel says, hold on, almost getting to our double. Anyway, Bergvall now bringing it forward for Tottenham. We've got 2 minutes left of stoppage time. Kulusevski now on this near side. Plays the ball to Porro. And Arsenal in full defensive mode now. Counting down towards the end. There is still some Arsenal fans leaving. There are Arsenal fans leaving. Can you believe that? We're 2-1 up with the last couple of minutes of a North London derby. And fans are leaving. What on earth is going on? Grat says there, I hope that Arsenal can ride out this storm, then it's straight to bed and get me some massage for my shoulders and calves. Yes, exactly, mate. You take it easy. You know, Kulusevski plays a long ball forward up that far side. He's flicked on. Are Tottenham going to get a chance here? It's on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. Arsenal got everybody back. Ball's played across here to Kulusevski. Finds Porro. Can he get across? And he does get a cross in. Oh, my word. It almost sneaked in at the near post. David Raya had to make the save. And that was very, very close then to the equaliser. And I don't think he meant that as a shot, or did he? I think it might have been going wide, actually, anyway. And Porro's got a look of shock on his face. I don't know if he obviously didn't mean that as a shot, did he? But anyway, that was probably Tottenham's last chance, you feel, to get something from this game. And Arsenal now very, very close to the 3 points, which was all that we needed tonight. It hasn't been a great Arsenal performance. Let's not try and kid ourselves. But we've got the job done. And after the week we've had, I suppose we've got to just take that, haven't we, and say, fair enough. Oh, actually, that must have already gone behind, was it? It's a goal kick. Anyway, that should about be that then, as Arsenal look to just see this game through. The ball goes back to the Tottenham goal kick. Will they get one more attack? It's a long clearance from the keeper down the middle. And the ball's going to fall here to Tottenham. Might well get one more chance. Kulusevski on this near side. They haven't got many people in the box. Can he get across in? Kulusevski twisting and turning away from Marino. Gets it back to Bergvall. We've played the 5 minutes. Cross comes in from Porro. Headed away by Gabriel. He's been a one-man wall at the back there tonight. Quite rightly got man of the match. Ball played out to the far side. Tottenham pressure now. Are they going to get the ball into the box and quite one more chance? It is back into the box again, headed down. Shot's going to come in from the edge of the penalty, is it? No, it's not. Kulusevski could have took the shot, he didn't. And in the end, Arsenal scramble it clear, and I think that might well be that. It is that. The full-time whistle's gone, and Arsenal have beaten Tottenham yet again. It's finished here at the Emirates. Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1. Not the most convincing Arsenal performance by any means, but we've got the job done. It was all that mattered tonight. Was winning the game. A nice embrace there between the two managers. We both came into this game under a fair bit of pressure, you have to say, but Arsenal in the end have got the job done. And yeah, so all we needed to do is win the game. Rajendra says, finally, few 2-1. Mark C says, I don't think my blood pressure could have taken much more. No, it was certainly nervy, wasn't it, at the end? Mark C says, thank God for that. Nick Nack says, should have won by a few more. Well, yeah, we could have done, but equally, we could have dropped points tonight. So we take it and move on, don't we? Nick Nack says, got the job done exactly, and that was the most important thing. It was the only thing that mattered, really, wasn't it? We just had to win. And yes, it would have been nice to have put in a great performance. Nick Nack says title race is not over. Well, mathematically it's not. I think it is, because this team does not look like a title winning team, not by a long way. You know, we've been lucky enough, I've been lucky enough to see a few Arsenal title winning teams, and this team's nowhere near that level. I'm sorry, it's not. And yes, okay, the Premier League this season is at the weakest it's probably been in a long, long time. Which means there's a chance, of course. Mathematically, it's not over. We're 4 points behind Liverpool. We do have a game in hand, so you could say 7. But yeah, I mean, it was just important to win this game tonight. We can forget the performance really to a certain degree. That doesn't matter. What matters was the 3 points. We couldn't afford not to win this game. I think if we'd dropped points tonight, if we'd lost, I think Arteta would be in big trouble. Even if we'd drawn, I think there would have been questions asked. And yes, the performance wasn't great, and Tottenham played quite well, as we said, but we never really looked as though we wasn't going to win that game once we went in front. And yeah, 4 points behind, game more. We're only 2 points above Nottingham Forest, aren't we? Only 5 above Newcastle as well, funnily enough. Greg's finally turned up. Unfortunately, that has probably saved the Spaniard's job. Well, for the time being, it has. It was far from convincing, wasn't it? I mean, I thought it was far from convincing. Rajendra says a new striker and winger would help. It would. A new manager would help even more. Rajendra says, but we have scrambled in some wins and have been unlucky with some calls. Well, no, but that's the season, isn't it? But I always look at it, and I look at Liverpool, for example, this season. They look like a title-winning team. We don't. We look like a team that's hanging in there, and hanging in there only gets you so far. Hanging in there is not going to win you a league title. And I don't know. I don't think the squad's strong enough. We're probably not going to sign anyone in January, and if we do, they're probably not going to be the players that we need to turn this team into a title-winning team. I'm not convinced that that's where we are. It's great to beat Tottenham, of course it is. We needed to win, but there you go. Rajendra says the last 2 games for Liverpool. We want to about the last 2 games, about our last 2 games for tonight. I mean, come on, everybody. Liverpool have looked. They still look at last night, right? They were 1-0 down to Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest are a fantastically well-organised team, difficult to beat, right? They were 1-0 down, and then in the second half, they just dominated that game, got the goal, and took the game to Forest and could have won. We'd have been happy to come away with a 1-1 draw in that game if we'd even managed to get one. Liverpool went for a win, and they were unlucky not to get it. The goalkeeper for Forest played really well. And I think that's the difference here. It's a difference. It's a mindset thing as much as anything else. Our mindset is let's just try and sneak a win. Liverpool's is let's go out and win the game. And someone said it, didn't they? Arsenal play not to lose. Liverpool play to win. And that's the difference. You win titles by playing to win games. We don't look as though we do. But there you go. Terry says, sorry to hear that, Greg. Stay strong. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I missed this one. Greg says, yes, later, my dad died suddenly. Was talking to my sister. Couldn't get, oh, wow. Sure, that is put a dampener on the whole evening, I'm afraid, hasn't it? I'm really sorry about that, Greg. Yeah, well, what can you say? Just it kind of puts things into perspective, doesn't it? You know, we sometimes get upset, get emotional about football, about the team, about the club, because it means so much to us. But ultimately, it isn't that important, really, is it, at the end of the day? So, you know, yeah, really sorry to hear that, Greg. And yeah, as Terry said there, yeah, stay strong, and you know, we'll always be here for you. So yeah, yeah, that's not a great way to end the evening, is it, really? But anyway, Nick Nack says the mid-table teams have improved and made things much more unpredictable. See, I don't know. I think the top teams have got worse, personally. I don't think that the level is the same anymore. This season, you know, you would have said, wouldn't you, for the last 5-6 years, you need 90 points to have any chance. This season, I think you could win the league with 79, 80, potentially. But I think that's because the top teams aren't quite as good. That's my take on it from what I've seen. I don't see the top teams being as good. You know, Liverpool look the best team in the league this season, but are they as good as some of Liverpool teams that didn't win the league in the last 5-10 years? Probably not. But that's the season, isn't it? But there you go. Grat says there, don't worry about Liverpool. I have an excellent plan. Just take a trip over to England, convince Paul to be their new health and cost manager and even chef. Well, yeah, that might be a good idea, yeah. And they have crampy stomach and stay in Sweden. Ran Sticken, okay, that's fair enough, isn't it? Regina says sorry to Greg as well. Phil as well, yeah, obviously. Nothing more we can really add to it, is it? Nick now says Bournemouth and Brentford, Fulham in particular, seem to be mixing it with the so-called big boys much more than each. No, I agree that, you know, Brighton as well. But yeah, I don't think it's necessarily because they've improved. Yes, they probably have improved. Obviously, Forest, look where they are. But I just think the top teams aren't as good this season as they were. For whatever reason, I don't know. We're not as good as we were. Liverpool, I don't think. Obviously, we know City aren't for certain, are they? Look at Tottenham. Look at Man United. The traditional big teams. Chelsea. Okay, Chelsea are doing okay, but even they're not as good as the Chelsea teams from a few years ago. But there you go. Greg says there, do you think the rumours are right that we're finally going to buy a striker? No, probably not. Phil says it's a funny old season. It has been a funny old season. Yeah, it has been a funny old season, absolutely. And I don't really know where it's going to go. I just don't see us. Yes, we're keeping ourselves in the race by getting the wins and getting the points on the ball, and we're staying in touch. But this doesn't look like a team that's going to get it over the line. It just doesn't. It does not look like that to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's stuff in that team I'm not seeing. But I don't see a title-winning team there. You know, I've seen a lot of title-winning Arsenal teams. I've seen a lot of title-winning teams for many years. And this team just doesn't look like a team that believes we can win the league. There's something missing. And it's not just the players that are missing in terms of injuries and stuff. No, there's something missing. And that's what I see. But anyway, Nick Nack says, but look at Spurs tonight, and they gave you a good game. No, they did, yeah, exactly. And they're 13th in the league. But there you go. Rajendra says that is good for the league. Now we'll have a chance. Well, no, there's a chance. Of course, there's a chance. But there you go. James says there, hi. Last time I came in your chat, we was in League One. Been a while, but still I follow a good result. Oh, I remember you, James. Of course, yeah. Ipswich fan, of course. Yeah, it is great to see you guys back in the Premier League. And we did say before, I don't know if you was listening to us at half time, we were talking about, you know, the Ipswich are making a fight of it, a bit like Luton did last season. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. But I mean, good luck to you guys. I've always had a soft spot for Ipswich from back in the day. It used to be a great little away game to go to. I used to love going to Ipswich, and it is good to see him back in the league. Obviously, I can remember the Bobby Robson days, the great times in the sort of early 80s, late 70s. You know, when Ipswich were a great club, great team, and it is great to see you guys back. I would love you to stay up. I've got to be honest. I just can't see it. I just think that, you know, I think Wolves are going to be clear with their new manager coming in. I think Everton will be safe, and unfortunately it's just going to leave you and Leicester probably along with Southampton to go back down. But I mean, Kieran has done a fantastic job, hasn't he, the manager? And yeah, it's been it must have been a great journey for you guys to see you guys come up through the leagues. Fantastic. And yeah, back in the Premier League. So you never know. Stranger things have happened and Ipswich staying up. So let's see what happens, shall we? Nick Neck says there, big up James, hope you stay. Yeah, I'd like to see Ipswich stay up, but I'm just not convinced they've got enough to do it. And of course, Liam Delap might not be there much longer either, because a few big teams after him, I'm sure. He's a great player. Greg says, this win just papers over the cracks. We've still got the same problems. Yeah, exactly. You're absolutely right. We have got the same problems. It doesn't make any difference to me. Nick Nack says, Moyes has a big job on his hands. It's a case of polishing a turd at Everton. Well, it is, but I do feel as though they've got enough to stay up Everton, and I think Moyes knows what he's doing. Terry says, someone in the chat don't like you, James. They wanted to palm Sterling on the... yeah, exactly, yeah. But I don't want him at Arsenal particularly. But anyway, look, we've won the game. It's a North London derby. Come on. We're not bothered about anything else at this moment in time. But Greg's right. We can't allow this to cloud our vision of the situation that the club are in. And so we are going to talk about it tomorrow. So join us at 8 o'clock, because Neil's going to be with us, Lee's going to be with us, and we may have another special guest as well. So join us for that 8 o'clock. We are going to talk about the state the club's in at the minute, what direction the club are going in, all these kind of things, the sort of stuff that, you know, the long-term aspect, not just winning one game, the actual long-term aspect, the long-term plan for the club, you know, the mess of the transfer window last summer, and the mess that's been this season. We're second in the league, which sounds strange. We're 4 points off the top, but there's more to it than that, isn't there? There's more to it than that. Alex says, what time? It'll be 8 o'clock our time. That'll be 9 o'clock your time. Nick Neck says, the West Ham fans couldn't wait to see the back. Well, he did win him a trophy though, didn't he? Egg says, come Sunday and the ladies, indeed. Nick Neck says, Moyes' ball is antiquated now. Well, it is, but I think he's got enough to keep Everton up. I agree with you, but I think he's got enough to keep him up, hasn't he? But anyway, look, we've won the North London derby. It's always a good moment. It wasn't a great Arsenal performance. Let's not try and kid ourselves that it was, but we got it over the line. You know, came from behind as well, which is never easy. So, you know, credit to the team for that. But yeah, it doesn't change anything long term for me. It's just given us the 3 points, and it means that we can laugh at Tottenham for a bit longer, can't we? Which is always nice. But yeah, we'll talk about the game a little bit tomorrow, but we're going to look more at the long-term kind of plan for the club. What direction is the club going in? And is it the direction that we want the club to go in? I think that's more the point, isn't it? So join us for that. Of course, Friday, it's the Arsenal Women's Show, looking ahead to the return of the WSL this weekend. Of course, Saturday, 5:15, we're here for the Aston Villa game. Sunday, 2:45, we're here for the women's game against Crystal Palace. A big weekend, a big few nights here on the channel. So please join us. It's been a good start to the weekend, hasn't it? I suppose, in beating Tottenham, always good. So that's nice. Thanks for your company tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. I say, obviously, massive condolences to Greg as well on the sad news tonight. So take it easy, my friend, and say we're always here for you. If you need a shoulder or you need to chat, you know, we're always here. So join us tomorrow, join in with the show, because that might help take your mind off things. It's going to be a good one. Greg says hopefully we'll have some good news tomorrow and find out who the women's manager will be. Hopefully, yeah. Terry said backwards, yeah, well, quite possibly, yeah. Utmed Arteta, I agree. Grot says I think it was a pretty good performance. It just lacked some goals, but yeah, no, it wasn't. It was an all right performance. I didn't think it was a great performance at all. I just thought we looked nervy a little bit. We did quite well in the second half to control the possession, but anyway, look, we've won the game, and that's the most important thing in a derby, isn't it? And it's something to build on now. We've got another tough game on Saturday, so we need to get another 3 points in, don't we? So yeah. We'll take the 3 points and move on, won't we? So join us tomorrow, join us on Friday, join us on Saturday, join us on Sunday. Everything's going on, loads of stuff going on. Of course, next week, it's a return of the Champions League as well. So that is going to be good. Is it the Continental Cup quarter-final for the women as well, I think? So loads going on, loads and loads of great stuff going on. So please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching tonight. We will, of course, see you on the next one. So take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching. And See you tomorrow. You Gunners. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go.